It's Monday, August 16th. We got Kurt Van Beek and Dave Nelson live from the Iowa State Fair. I happen to be in Des Moines, Iowa. Every Monday night, we do Let's Grow Pulling Live, sponsored by the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. And we are excited to have Kurt and Dave Nelson from the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association with us. They have a concert in the background, so they can't hear us that well. But we're going to hopefully do the best we can. And Dave and Kurt are going to kind of give us an update. And Dave, Kurt, take over. Start talking. North around.
We'll start talking, and I guess you're just going to have to holler at us. I don't know who's in the grandstand, but you can see the grandstand right there behind us. So obviously this new Elwell Family Park is right next to the grandstand. So we got to be quiet at 7:30 every night. Obviously our pull time is at noon every day on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be done by 4:30. Got to be quiet for the concert, so it's kind of hard to hear you guys as you're talking, but let us give you kind of an overview of what we're doing, and then if we can get some questions in, that's great. Otherwise, I mean, we've been doing live video footage on Sunday and today. There's been a lot of work going on in the track, but obviously the Iowa State Fair is back. It's been 4 years since the tractor pull has been at the Iowa State Fair, with renovations being done to the grandstand to be more of a concert stage grandstand. You can still hear us. I just had the general manager of the fair calling me, so we'll call him here in a minute. I'll tell him I was on live with Jason Schultz was a little bit more important.
It'll be okay.
Yeah. So Gary Slater will be right with you. The tractor pull is Tuesday at noon, Wednesday at noon. We've split all 10 classes up, so we'll have half the classes on Tuesday, the other half on Wednesday. I don't have the class with me to review those, but a lot of people are saying, hey, how can we come get tickets? There's still tickets available. The grandstand bleachers are going to hold about 2,200 people. And then there are, let me see if I can get this. There are the hillside back there, and then there's bleachers on there too. So we can get about 3,000 to 4,000 in here, and we're expecting a pretty full crowd here the next 2 days. The plan is to continue to build this Elwell Family Park to about a 6,500 capacity in the next 2 years. So this is a project in process, and so we got to be real careful to critique it very hard, because the Iowa State Fair and the Elwell family are put a lot of money into this to make it happen. But we've been down here probably a dozen times working with the fair board, making this successful. The fair, you can see the track behind us. That track is probably about 350 feet long and about 120 feet wide. For the Iowa State Fair track here. And so what they did is they dug down 24 inches and brought in 9 inches of clay, 3 inches of sand, 9 inches of clay, and 3 inches of sand. So we do have a virgin track. And so we're going to have to make the best of it. It's coming together really nice, actually. We actually brought in some more clay today to kind of add to the sand. So the track's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a hook and track. But anytime you take a virgin track, it's a project. And so it's going to be good here for this event on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's going to be pretty neat building the culture up here for the Elwell Family Event Center.
Dave, the family that donated all the money, are they a big ag family, or what's their story?
So Elwell, I'm not sure the gentleman's first name, but him and his family, they're actually a big donor to the Iowa State Fairgrounds. They've actually built one or two other buildings, I believe, but it's Elwell, E-L-W-E-L-L. Is the family, and they put $2 million into this family park here, and they actually tagged that money to want to go into a family park like this with a grandstand and a dirt track. So it wasn't just a donation and the fair said, oh, let's do this. The fair had plans for it, but then coincidentally this family came forward and said, we got money and we wanted to go to something like this. So it's kind of all come together pretty good.
And to answer your question, Jason, I think they're a developer. Is what their main business is. They do a lot of other businesses, but their main revenue stream is they're a big developer up here in the Des Moines area.
Awesome. Was this always the long-term play when they decided not to have the pull anymore, to build a new pulling facility? Do you guys know?
So it was talked about when they decided to remodel the grandstand, is we're going to have something to come back in the future, bear with us. But a lot of people didn't hear that message. And so this has been a work in progress. Well, there's been no tractor pull for 4 years. It was supposed to be here last year, And this family park was supposed to be built last year, but because of COVID, everything got slowed up. And so nothing really got started until about February, March of this year. So when you come tomorrow, and as you see all this, none of this started until the ground unfroze this spring. And so quite impressive for the project.
It's pretty impressive what they've gotten done. This is an awesome facility. And Jason, you'll be here tomorrow, and we're glad to have you as one of our announcers tomorrow, you and Ron Stone. It's going to be a great event.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. I have some of my George Hendrickson jokes lined up for everybody from Richland, Iowa. So I'm excited about that. So
instead of seeing you in a frog costume, we got to listen to your jokes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. We'll make do.
And your dad's driving the tractor, right?
My tractor burnt pistons Friday night, so it is in pieces right now. So
that's not good.
I can't. I got a little depressed driving out here tonight. I'm at Ryan Rusink's house. I'm about 20 minutes from you guys right now. I was a little depressed driving my car instead of my semi here. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
are we gonna see you in Wisner or no?
We're shooting for that. Yes.
Okay, great.
We are shooting for that. So we'll see how it goes this week. So
how many hooks are we gonna have in Wisner total?
I would say tomorrow here, not to skip over what Dave just asked, but tomorrow we've got, I think, 100 hooks tomorrow, and we've got 96 lined up for Wednesday. And my estimation for Wisner is going to be about 180 both days.
So 180 times 2?
Times 2.
Yeah. So
and then is Wisner
got a lot of hooks coming.
Is Wisner Friday night and Saturday night, or is it Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night?
No, just 2 shows, Friday night, Saturday night. They'll be both big shows. We'll have about 180 hooks per day.
Okay, wow.
It's going to be a big show, but we'll push them through. We can do it.
And then, Dave, can you recap again, or Kurt, why the polls during the day? You know, we need to be done by a certain time because of the concert acts, and can you explain all of that?
Yeah, so
all you got to do is look behind us.
All you got to do is look behind us, and if we can turn the speaker or the mic up for you, you can understand. Who's the concert tonight? Justin Lynch. And
he's the main line. I don't know who the other
Yeah, so it's getting loud over there now. But the reason of going to an afternoon poll, the Iowa State Fair always started like at 1 o'clock and would run all day long. And so it's not going to be way different, but we got to be done by 5 o'clock for sound checks because the grandstand, you can see the pulling track right behind us. The pull track and the pits is where turn 3 and 4 used to be. And so you can understand we got to be done by 5 o'clock for sound checks. And then the concert is every night. They let people in at 7, the concert's at 8 o'clock. And so what it is, it's letting the state fair get more venues, more events in every day instead of just a venue during the afternoon or night. And so it's actually a pretty good deal for the state fair. Obviously, this year there's only 3 events in this Elwell Family Park. They had monster trucks this last Saturday. They've got us Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Saturday they got a demolition derby. But the concept is they're going to be filling this grandstand every day during the state fair on years to come. They may have a day off for us to come in and prepare track and all that because that's about what it takes. But the concept is to fill all 10 days, both every night in the big grandstand and then during the day here in the Elwell Family Park. They've talked about drone races. They've talked about many different things of what can be happening here in the Elwell Family Park. So whether a drone race happens, it's quite unique.
When did the fair actually kick off? Like, was it last Saturday or?
Today's Monday, so the fair started last Thursday?
I would say Thursday.
Last Wednesday or Thursday, I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
How many pullers are already there? I know we had to be in there by 7 o'clock tonight because of quiet time. Are there a lot of haulers there for tomorrow already?
Yeah, so you can kind of see the pit area here. So we got about 120 hooks tomorrow, and I'm going to say about 60% of them are here.
Okay.
So the rest of them are going to pull in tomorrow between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. And we're all kind of from the country, so we think, oh, well, let's leave the house at 6:30 to be there by 7. You got to understand, you're going to be fighting fair traffic that's coming in at the same time. So to physically get in the gate at 7, I'd be kind of heading this way by 6:30, pretty easy to get in. And so we're going to be filling the pits from 7 to 9, and then which direction do I need to go? You can kind of see it clear back up in there. Whatever we cannot get in the pits, we're estimating we're going to get about 70, 80 people, haulers in the pits. And then right outside the pit gate, we've got what we're going to consider overflow parking, where we will put the rest of the haulers in the northwest parking lot. So we've got plenty of parking for all the pullers. Be here between 7 and 9. We're going to be teching from about 8 to 11. Drivers meetings at 10 o'clock at the scale. and we will be pulling first tractor down the track at 12:01. So.
Which way are we pulling? Like, where's the starting line? Where's the finish line behind you guys?
So starting line is on the south, and we're going to be pulling north.
Okay.
Yep. So
Awesome.
yesterday and today I've been doing some live feed, but yesterday was pretty cool. There was 7 pieces of equipment going back on the track, from scrapers and packers, the maintainer, a water truck, sheep's foot, and so it's pretty awesome. So there's been there's probably been 20, 25 people here working all day yesterday and working all day today to make this event starting year for this new event here in the Elwell Family Park. But there's a ton of man hours that's gone in here. And to be honest, the Iowa State Fair has pretty much given us the facility. But when you want to talk about who's the promoter is the Iowa Tractor Puller Association. They are doing all of the coordination of the track work, all the equipment, all the tow tractors. All the work's being done by Iowa Tractor Pullers Association that have been here for years and years. I mean, I started teching back in 95, 96 when it was NTPA, and ever since then, and even many of those years before, it was always ITPA, George Hendrick's son.
Yes, sir.
We kind of conferred that last week, but there's a big history with the Iowa Tractor Pullers Association here. And then now, I mean, Outlaw's very privileged to be the sanctioning body along with ITPA here at the Iowa State Fair.
Kurt, do you know how many years the Outlaws have been the sanctioning body at the fair?
I don't. As long as I've been pulling, and I've been pulling for 20 years, so other than the 4 years that we took off, we've been here every year, so I'm going to say more than that.
Whatever year going back when ITPA left NTPA,
yep.
I mean, that very next year it would have been Outlaw when we had that vote as an association. So.
Yeah. So Roger Rui says, kudos to everyone that's been trying to get the track in shape. I don't know if you can see that on your screen, Dave.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And then Mark Crowley says they're leaving at midnight tonight.
Good job, Mark.
Yep.
And then the great Adam Vasky, out of the dead. Looks great, guys.
Oh, the famous Adam. Yes, we saw that. So, Adam,
is he going to be here tomorrow?
I hope so.
Coming, but
okay.
Yeah, he says he's coming Wednesday, but who knows what he'll show up. So
we can shame him right now. There's a few people watching.
Bring your wife and kids, Adam. I mean, you can come too if you want. But
Sponsor-wise, Dave, you had is it Titan Machinery? One of your posts, you showed the back of the grandstands. Did it say Titan?
Yeah, it's actually right there. We're seeing the back side of it. We're standing at the top of the grandstand of the Elwell Family Park, and on the back side, the corporate sponsors for the state fairgrounds for the tractor pull is Titan Tire and Goodyear, and then Iowa Farmer Today. So I did some interviews this morning with KCCI Channel 8 News. That'll be on tomorrow morning. We got some Iowa Farmer Today interviews tomorrow, WHO tomorrow. And so the Iowa State Fair has Iowa Farmer Today, Titan Tire, Goodyear as their corporate sponsors.
What's the overall buzz? I mean, we're kind of ate up in this. Like, we think this is the greatest thing in the world, but like, what's the overall buzz from like the fair board and the general manager of the fair to have pulling back at the fair? I mean, is it something the fans have been clamoring for? What have you been hearing?
So it's been amazing. I mean, we came in, way down here, we were planting corn. So it would have been in April that we came down here and met with them as they were looking at filling the contract for the tractor pull. So we started meeting with them in April. We were down here, me and Kurt, probably 2 times or 3 times, quite a few phone calls. And I've been down here a couple times, but the buzz from the state fairgrounds, from Gary Slater, the fair manager, down to his workers, and I even visited with a few fair board members from across the state today, just coincidentally running into them as they came through. Everybody's excited, and the amount of work that went in to the tractor pull track, the demolition derby, the rodeos to come, and all that are very important on this dirt. But the state fair literally asked us, what kind of dirt? And they kind of chuckled, well, the rodeo wants this dirt, you want this dirt. Everybody has a what they want in their dirt. But they built this track for what we wanted as a tractor pull. Awesome. And so that in itself tells us the commitment and the excitement and the heritage of what a tractor pull is to Iowa. It doesn't take anything away from a rodeo or the other events, but they're building this facility from the ground up from scratch. They're asking all the right questions of what does it need to be for you, the tractor pull crew. And they hauled in, I need to find out the number of dump trucks of dirt they hauled in 120 feet wide, 400 feet long, 24 inches deep of dirt that they went out and sourced. We gave them a Ziploc bag of dirt from the Haywarden, Iowa tractor pull track. Rock Valley, Haywarden, those are some of the best tracks. We got our hands on some dirt from Berlin Deckers from Haywarden, and they went out and sourced clay and sand to get enough of a prescription to match it as close as possible. And that right there tells you the commitment that the fair and the fair board has for, selfishly, the tractor pull. Talking to a lot of our pullers that know fair board members, state fair board members, they're all getting questions and really excited about this tractor pull being back to the state fair. They're all involved in making decisions of what to put in this facility and things like that. So the buzz is exciting. Gary's been through here once or twice a day. I was out here this morning at 6 o'clock doing some sunrise video stuff and sent one to him, and he was right over saying, guys, this is amazing. This is awesome. So they've been bending over backwards to give us anything we want. I say that tongue in cheek. We've been very cautious of what we ask for, but we haven't been told no, even for overflow parking. They've not told us no on anything. So there's a big testimony here to the Iowa State Fair's commitment to tractor pulling, yes, selfishly, but also to make this Elwell Family Park successful for all the events that are going to be in here.
What's the overall fair?
Tractor pulling is going to be a big part of making it successful, because we're going to sell this thing out both tomorrow and Wednesday. And as it grows and they get grandstands on the other side, after we, put on our show this year and next year with only one grandstand, we're going to be able to prove to them that we can fill both sides, and it's going to be a great deal for them. And of course, we're excited, and we want to be here, and it's going to be a great deal for us.
What's the overall attendance been like at the fair? Have you heard? Like, what's an average day at the fair? Is it 100,000? What do you get?
Yeah, on the weekends it's over 100,000, and I don't know how far over 100,000, but they've been having great attendance. Today's Monday, so obviously it's down being a work day, but they've been very impressed with the attendance. There's some masks walking around, but you kind of look for them. And so it's good. You can tell everybody's excited to be out. And there's people that's cautious, and that makes sense. To each their own. That's respect for each one of us amongst each other.
I agree. Well, and then if I'm a fan and I don't have a ticket yet, I just come up, just buy a ticket right at the gate tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways to get in. I'm going to turn around here, take Kurt off the camera and his pretty face. So that is looking to the northwest. That's the north parking lot up there. That's the very northwest ticket gate. It's called Gate 13. I think it's been new the last couple of years. You can come in the general fair right there, or you can come in whatever fair gate you normally come in. But right here behind the Family Elwell Center, they got ticket booths. So you could either buy tickets online early, or they have plenty of tickets left. We're hoping it's going to be standing room only, but you can buy tickets for general grandstand seating right behind the Elwell Family Park. And if I go up there, this is where you go up to, that's the old, I'm going to call it the old gate entrance off of that west street, runs along the west side of town. That's what the street is right there. But that's the one way you can get in. You can get into the pits. So the public is invited in the pits. Obviously, you got to pay a little bit more, but that's fine. But you can come in. I'm getting myself dizzy here. You can buy your ticket to come in the bleachers here. And then in the northwest corner, there's a ticket booth right down there that you can pay an additional $10. Obviously, that's going to get you to $45, I think it is. But that $10 then gets you into the pit area to come and walk, talk to the pullers and things like that. If you're general public coming into the pits, we caution you because it's a safety thing. There's a lot of things moving. We're going to push 120 vehicles through here in less than 4 hours. So there's going to be a lot of movement. So you can come in that way through the general grandstand to come into the pits, or you can come into just the pit gate. So yeah, Roger, Rui, roughly 200 hooks in 2 days. If that doesn't show Iowa tractor pulling, nothing will. We totally agree. I mean, it's 100 hooks a day. That's pretty impressive. That's more than you're going to get at any main county fair.
So Kurt mentioned possibly maybe so directly behind you, like where the Outlaw truck is and trailer, that could be at bleachers in the future on both sides, you think?
Yeah. I got to figure out where I'm at here. So you can see we got 2 sets of bleachers in there right now. But eventually there's going to be more bleachers on the pit side. So there's going to be limited seating on the pit side, which, I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. But right now, they estimate this is going to hold about 3,500 to 4,000, but they're going to build it up. And that's going to be to the point of standing room only. My arm's getting tired, sorry. But we expect about 3,500, but they're going to build this grandstand up to be roughly 6,000 people in the next 1 to 2 years. So it's a work in progress. Everything can't happen in one day, but there's a lot of things building here.
Awesome. Can you show Kurt for a second?
Kurt, his beer must have been gone. He went back for another beer or something.
He took off?
So he left me high and dry. So
that's fine. Well, we'll wrap it up.
There's the fireworks for the main grandstand tonight. That's going to be the fireworks for the main grandstand tonight, 10:30, 11 o'clock. They let the fireworks off here on the track. So it's a pretty big boom being here in the pits because you're right here by them. So
yeah, quiet time's over then, right? So
that's right.
Let's recap it real quick and then we'll let you go. So first of all, so tomorrow you're going to be on TV, KCCI?
Yeah, it's going to be between, they didn't tell me exactly what time, but it's going to be morning news, Channel 8 News. And then at 9:30, I'm going to be on WHO. And then at some point, we're going to be doing some interviews, but for Iowa Farmer Today, but that's more paper media, I believe.
Okay. So noon tomorrow, noon Wednesday, Iowa State Fair, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't started, and you can see the bags under my eyes. I am dead tired. We're all tired down here, and it hasn't even started yet.
Yep, no, I understand.
It's good stuff.
Dave, thank you for everything, and I'll see you tomorrow, bud.
Sounds good. Drink some lemon juice so your vocal cords are good. So
we'll be fine.
See you guys.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, bye.
I got to unmute Ference here. Ryan, you're going to take over now. Oops, shit. I kicked him off. I didn't mean to kick Ference off there.
Ference, you still there?
I'm here.
Did you get home safe? Clearly you did.
Yes, we did.
Good deal. I got a hilarious picture of you looking really annoyed.
Well, send it to me in a private setting.
I will. I won't post it. I haven't edited anything yet. So, how you been, man? We didn't get to even chat.
I know. It was a whirlwind weekend. We finally got that 3.6 new Hypermax 6.7 going, and you know, with anything new, it required some working the gremlins out. So I was all weekend doing that. And then, like you mentioned about getting there and getting home, we had flat tires on the hauler both directions.
Oh, no.
So it was a crazy weekend. Nate was like, we just got to get home, whatever it takes.
That's kind of a Jason thing. He's had a few trips like that where he's destroyed tires on the way there and back. And, oh, yeah, he's gotten Snapchats from people that he's never met before. They see him on the side of the road on I-29. Hey, there's a beer money. Oh, there it goes.
Exactly. That happened to us, too. That happened to us. So,
how things go for you guys? I know Saturday night didn't work.
Yeah. So what happened is we got Jerry and Ron and CJ up at Hypermax.
Yep.
Wanted us to bring the truck up. They wanted to be there with us when we started it, when we physically started the motor. Will, the guy that built our truck for us back here at home.
Hardesty, right?
All winter working on it. We finally get it done. And we get it up there. They start it. Everything works out pretty good, just as the plan. Everything Will did fired on the first time. So we were elated with how his end of it down back home here. Once we got there in the shop at Hypermax, they had to adjust very minor things. They get it fired up. They said, hey, there's a pull up here at Belvedere. We ran up the road real quick, probably never unloaded that quick in our lives, and made a hook in a 3.6 class with the gang up there at Belvedere. Great folks. And about 3/4 way down the track, Nate spit a pulley, idler pulley off the front of the motor.
Oops.
But it launched great. Everything did. So we got back. We just went right back to Hypermax the next morning, got up. They fixed it, looked at all the data, made some adjustments. We get up there to Hillsboro. I wanted to
we have our pool that we're going to talk about here in a second next weekend.
Yep.
And I wanted to really test it. So Nate and I and Will talked about it. Where can we go and really test what we got? So we saw a super stock hook up at Hillsboro, and we said, let's go do it. And the first run on Saturday's afternoon session, Nate thought he was a little timid, maybe a little hesitant to really get into it, maybe just based on wanting to make sure everything held together from the repair we did earlier. And he felt it wasn't his best effort, but we were satisfied that went down the track, made a strong pass. We get lined up to go try it again that evening, and we thought, let's really get after and be aggressive this time. And right as we fired it up to go on the track, we heard a little metallic kind of a ticking sound. We didn't know what it was, and with abundance of caution, we decided not to make that pass. Come to find out, when we spit that idler pulley off the night before, we had a little the end of that big wide belt, serpentine belt that drives everything, the fuel pressure and everything. It had frayed some, and there was a finger sticking out, and it was slapping on everything. So yeah, so next day at Hypermax, Ron literally took a razor blade, cut it off, and it was fine. So but, you know, when you got something new like that and you're not used to the noises and the creaks and the groans, and I don't have any problem justifying in my mind, you know, waving that pass and say, let's just save it and be safe for another day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Fully agreed.
Yeah.
Fully agreed.
So we're ready to go this weekend. Him and Will and our buddy Paul are over at the shop right now. I mean, literally, they're there now, just getting things cleaned up and getting ready for this weekend. We have a big weekend. And
Nathan's got his ether finger is good to go. He's done the training and he can do that now. Oh Lord, that video was funny.
You know what? And it's so, everybody in the planet can expect me doing something silly like that. Nate, on the other hand, he's so serious all the time. I tell everybody he's 20 going on 90, and him doing something like that, and just out of the blue, he just sent it to me. I was like, oh my God, that is hilarious.
And the fact that he deadpanned it just like he did, that was amazing.
Oh, and if for folks that don't know what we're talking about, if you go on our Jumpin' Jack Flash Pro Stock Pulling Team Facebook page, you can go back about a month ago
ish.
Yeah, like, and he was practicing shooting ether like somebody would play air guitar. He was air ethering.
It was fun. It was funny. It was a side of Nathan. I've known Nathan for 4 or 5 years. It was a side of him that I'd never seen before.
Well, I've known him for 21, and
right, exactly. All right, so tell me about horsepower and horse country.
So this is just a real quick history here in Shelbyville, Kentucky. We've done diesel truck pulling since the beginning of time, and we used to have an old DHRA pull here, and that organization went by the wayside. And about 10 years, 12 years, we didn't have anything. And our fair board president a couple years ago, Tom Ingram, asked us to, me and another fellow, Jimmy Hans, my right-hand man, to put on another pull in the vein of the old DHRA events we used to do. So we got with John and Christy over at TPL, and we decided to do a Lucas Oil PPL hook. We came up with a catchy name, Horsepower and Horse Country. We have it here in Shelbyville, Kentucky. It's this Friday and Saturday at 6:30 is our third installment. And like last year, the first year was just a one-day event. Last year, we increased it to 2. And this year, again, it's going to be a 2-dayer.
Nice.
And we are elated how it's turned out. We try to go out. I mean, maybe everybody does this. I don't know. We think we pride ourselves on trying to go out of our way to make it very fan friendly. The pits are open, like what you guys were talking earlier about the Iowa State Fair. And also we try to reach out and make it real drive.
Wait, you're muted, bud.
There we go.
All right, we're back. So backtrack. You like the pits are open, and then that's where we lost you.
Yeah, I had a phone call ring in. I turned him off. So like the Iowa State Fair y'all were just talking about, we have open pits, but we try to make it real driver centric. We feed the drivers both days. The first day, everybody knows Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Fried Chicken, is from here in Shelbyville. Yep. Well, when he sold that business out, him and his wife kept a restaurant, and they called it Claudia Sanders Dinner House. And they're deceased now, but the Settles family runs that and do an amazing job. And they're feeding everybody on Friday. The workers, the drivers, all the crews. And it's a good old-fashioned Southern fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, cream. Everything's creamed. Creamed spinach, creamed corn.
Gotta love it.
And then on top of it, we have two of our ladies on the fair board. All the pullers started calling them this year the cake lady, Melinda, and the cobbler lady, Susie. They are doing all the desserts for both days. The second day, our fair board's grilling pork chop dinner for everybody.
Wow, wait, let's back up. Your pull has its own very own cobbler lady?
And a cake lady, yep.
Holy crap.
So
you want a road trip? You want to skip Wisner?
I was going to say, it sounds like
Dave's not going to be happy, but cobbler.
Well, and she, Melinda's doing strawberry, vanilla chocolate cakes. I don't remember all what she did last year. And Susie's doing my favorite, blackberry cobbler and peach cobbler.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and it is out of this world.
Nice.
So in addition to that, our one of our competitors, our good friend, Mr. Carl Butler of Butler Motorsports, and his day job is MCG Utilities. They do directional drilling for fiber optic cable, when they have to go through rough country and put it in the ground.
Yep.
He does directional drilling. Carl does directional drilling for that. Carl has added, like you go to the Churchill Downs to the racetrack, they have the purse, and then they have an added. Carl's added $2,500 to the 3-6 purse.
Wow. Nice work.
Jay Hill from Connect Square, Pennsylvania, one of our 3-0 buddies. Jay and his wife, the whole family, just super good folks. Jay's added $1,000 from his company, Hills Automotive, to the 3-0 class purse.
Nice.
So there's some little extra money going around. Now, we didn't stop there. And this is what I want the drivers to know. We got with our local tourism folks, Chanel McGee's up there in town in Shelbyville, runs the tourism. Got with her. We got 3 baskets of, everybody thinks of Kentucky, you think of bourbon whiskey.
Of course.
3 baskets, one for each PPL class, a gallon of Woodford Reserve, a gallon of Bullet Frontier whiskey, and a big jug of Jephthah Creed whiskey. Now, Woodford Reserve is actually made over in Woodford County. The distillery's over there, but the grain is grown all right here in Shelby County by Langley Farms, by one of my good buddies. He's the patriarch of the family, Doug Langley. They're about, approaching 18,000 acres of grain over here in Kentucky. And he does all the corn for Woodford Reserve exclusively.
Wow.
Bullet, Diageo Distillers has a big distilling operation here in Shelby County, and they make the Bullet Frontier whiskey here. So we got one that's grown here, one that's made here, and then our friends Joyce and Bruce Nethery have Jephthah Creed Distillery. It's a boutique distillery, and they grow and distill their spirits there.
The butcher corn.
Exactly. The red.
I had a bottle of that not too long ago.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they get this. So they've given us 3 bottles of bourbon for the basket. So each PPL class, the 3-6, the 3-0, and the Light Pros are going to get whoever wins, both, the highest placing average for both nights is going to get that basket of whiskey. Then we haven't figured it out yet. Joyce and Bruce over at Jephthah Creed gave us another 3 bottles of their moonshine.
No kidding.
It's legal moonshine. It's not.
Right.
It's one's lemonade, one's apple, and one's something else. Don't quote me on this. It might be cinnamon or something to that effect. I just kind of glanced at it.
Nice.
So during the driver's dinner, we're going to give that basket with those three away somehow or another. We'll figure some. Maybe if somebody could spell my name correctly, we'll let them have that basket.
So I'm thinking, Ryan, who's got a 3.0 truck we can borrow for the weekend?
Jason Hill, we need to talk to you. Give us Adam's number, please. What?
So you guys are going to have more than one reason to come down.
Well, I have promised you guys forever that at some point in time I'm coming down to Kentucky.
You have to do it.
But I can't do it this weekend.
Yep, I understand.
So, but at some point in time I will. I mean, the bourbon industry has become kind of near and dear to my heart. I'm a whiskey chaser. And part of that is because of somebody that I'm sure you know fairly well, Marie Filiatro.
Oh yeah. Hey Brian, I have one other thing. We're adding our fair board, the Shelby County A&M, is adding 2 classes that we're going to sponsor. Friday night, we're doing a 6,000-pound light limited super stock class tractors, and Saturday night we're doing a 10,000-pound hot farm tractors. And we had a local collector, you're going to really like this, give us bottles of Maker's Mark for those 2 classes.
Very nice.
But they're not just the regular Maker's Mark.
Oh, these are like Kentucky. Oh, these are the Derby bottles, aren't they?
This one's the Justify.
Nice.
Triple Crown, the last Triple Crown winner. And
nice.
The other one is, it's one of the UK series when they won the championship. Let me find it. Here it is. You see that?
Yep.
So we're going to give away those to the winner of the 2 A&M classes that we're adding.
Very nice.
So there's a lot of good reasons for folks to come to this event. And the fans are going to have a doozy. I'm telling you, it's going to be a show.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. And at some point in time, I will be there. I will come down. I promised Nathan that a long time ago.
Well, he's got a spot for you. You can stay at the house. Anything anything y'all want to do, come on.
Now, if I come, I'm bringing at least probably him, probably the guy who just joined us, because he's kind of a bourbon nerd too.
There you go.
I don't know if you know Charles Posh or not, but he's he oh Lord, not Paul. Anyway, no, it sounds like a great event. I know you guys have been growing it, and I know you've been working hard on it. One thing that I think is that I always think is cool when people do this is make their the prize or something they give away, make it memorable, make it interesting, make it something that you're only going to get at that one spot, just like in Hillsborough, Don and the Buckles.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. Jason, mute your mic. Okay, somebody mute their mic so we don't hear their keyboard. But that's kind of cool. Because once a puller knows that it's known for something, an event is known for something, it seems like there's more drive to win it.
Oh yeah.
So, and I'm sure that it's going to be no different with that one. So run me through the classes again.
So we have diesel trucks 3.6 pro stock, 4x4 diesels. Diesel truck 4x4 3.0 limited pro stock.
Yep.
Then we have the I always get mixed up on my terminology. Give me 1 second. We have the 10,000 hot farm tractors and the 6,000 light limited super stock tractors. But the last PPL class, we're doing
you're running 540 Light Pros, aren't you?
Yeah, the 540 Light Pro stock tractors. Yes, sir.
Nice.
And those guys put on an awesome show. I mean,
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. and the show keeps getting better every year because they keep spinning them harder.
Yep.
So, and I mean, I know you guys do too, but seems like, I mean, the first place or one of the first places I ever remember hearing a motor hit, 6,500 RPMs intentionally was in that 540 Light Pro class. And boy, it sounds like they're about to come apart, doesn't it?
Oh man, I mean, the fans. If you're into this kind of stuff, motorsports, if you don't like that class, there's something you're missing. Something.
A lot of people would probably say there's something that all of us are missing, but that's to be debated later. So tickets at the door. What time do we start? Yada yada yada. Run us through some of those kind of generic details because we want to send some people there from down your neck of the woods.
Yep, I'm going to post directions how to get there for all the haulers. It's easier. Tell the haulers not to MapQuest or Google it. Follow my directions on Facebook. The Fairgrounds had a fundraiser some years ago out at a horse farm, and for some reason, it's about 10 miles out of town. The MapQuest programs pulls up that address sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So on our Facebook page, Jumpin' Jack Flash Pro Stock Facebook, Pro Stock Pulling Team on Facebook, I will post the directions for the haulers. For the fans, all they have to do is type in the corner of US 55 and the US 60, Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Well, tell you what, message me the instructions after you post them on your page. Send them to me. I'll get them up on Beer Money.
I will do it. Friday and Saturday nights, start times 6:30, $15. Kids 10 and under free.
And open pits, they can come down. What time do the gates open?
Driver's meeting is at 3. Pits open at 4.
Outstanding. Who are you hearing is coming out? You hearing any names from?
Yeah, I know.
What?
In the 3-6 class, I know all the gang from the East Coast. Andy Grove, Carl, Norm, Tommy Hassler's coming. Another good Ford man out there is coming. From the guys.
There's actually two of you good Ford men?
I'm sorry? There's
actually two of you good Ford men out there?
There's going to be 2 good Ford men out there.
That's fantastic.
I call them the west side. On the other side of the Mississippi, you have Keith Witt, Matt Penn, Big Brady Ingram. When I talk to Brady, I do when Fred Sanford used to call Grady, I say Brady. Brady's coming. I'm trying to think. I've heard other names, but I don't have those absolutely confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
In the 3-0 class, the local guys pull just as well as anybody in the country. Adam and Austin White. Mike Cottrell's going to be there. My best friend in the world, Jay Hill from Connect Square, Pennsylvania, is coming down. I'm still trying to work on my buddy from Texas, Dan Valance. He came last year and put on a great show. Dan's telling me his truck is on the verge of just needing a lot of work, and he's trying to nurse it through the local scene down there in Texas because he sits atop the points. But I'm still trying to twist his arm to get him up here.
Come on, Balance. Take one for the team and get up there.
That's what I said. Because he's coming to Shide, so
exactly.
He can park at our farm and leave it, and
I imagine there's a shop where he can work and he can put it back together.
We can make that happen. But so we got, and I'm in the tractor class. That bunch that's come since the first year, they've been just like peas and carrots. I mean, they come back every year, and so they put on one heck of a show.
Awesome. Brad Cochran says he's coming there. And I don't know if you've seen Brad's tractor. He's got an all-black case that I actually got the chance to shoot for the first time in Paris, Missouri.
Wow.
And when Brad had kind of a bad night, I think. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a bucket. It didn't need to be a big bucket because all the parts were tiny. So whatever he did pretty good. But yeah, that's a pretty tractor and it runs hard. So, and I'm sure that if he's coming, I know there will be more Indiana and Ohio Light Pro guys. I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see.
It's Silver Series, right?
Silver Series or Midwest?
The 3.6 is the Silver Series. The 3.0 and the tractor class is the Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if
I'm looking right now. Who's running for points?
yeah, I wonder if Cookie Monster's headed down there.
All right, Adam just commented that. I put that up on the screen.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a big turnout. Last year, we during the COVID Bowling Green shut down, we had 14, 15 3.6 trucks, upwards pushing 30 3.0 trucks.
Wow.
And, probably a dozen of the tractors. Plus, we had the super stock diesel trucks here last year. We had a dozen.
Oh yeah.
So, but they're
Hey,
going back to Bowling Green this year.
Have you heard anybody or of anybody from Wisconsin coming down to wave the 3.0 flag banner?
That's
or are they all saving up for guide?
Nate's probably sitting here watching this cringing. He could name all of them. That's more of a Nate question. Maybe next year you can get him on here and he can do that side of the story.
Terrence, where's Nate at right now?
He's at the shop.
Him and Will and our buddy Paul are at the shop working on the truck.
Does he? How good is the internet there?
Yeah. It's a metal building.
Nah, it's not very good then.
That's fine.
Yeah. Maybe who? Well, I suppose Lincoln Diesel could be coming down there. Brett could be bringing his 2 trucks. I wonder if Lars is headed with him. I don't know.
How long, y'all? I can holler after I get off here. If you're going to be on for a minute, I could holler at him and have him call in.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. We'd love to chat with him.
Yep. As soon as we get finished here, I'll holler at him and tell him to call you.
Okay. Before you do that, though, explain something to me.
Yeah.
When did he all of a sudden decide he was going to grow a super mullet or the long hair? Where did that come from? He was clean cut like Posh, and now he looks like he should be playing the rhythm guitar for Skinner.
He come home from school and had that mess going, and my parents and myself were just shaking our heads.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's great. We did have one comment. I can't remember who asked it, but somebody was asking if you guys had plans for diesels and dark corners again.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Good. I know they enjoyed seeing you down there. Obviously, we love seeing you down there too.
Yeah, the first year we went, I was teasing with Kent Crowder up in Hillsboro. Kent goes, I've never had a good run here. I've always had problems. And this was before the hook. And he was teasing about it. I said, well, we got to mix up your mojo, hook up instead of pushing the truck out to the track, pull it or do something different. Well, the first year we went to Diesel's Dark Corners, we had an amazing weekend. And ever since then, it's just bad luck, gremlins, you name it, it's happened. Last year, we bent a push rod on the maiden voyage of the twins, the super stock setup, and then they canceled Cloverdale and the farm show, so we never got to get it out again.
Right, you never got to play with it again.
So this year, we're gonna let's get through the season, then we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do for Georgia. But yes, we will be there.
Awesome, that's such a great event.
We love it,
and it's gorgeous down there.
Yep.
So we need to convince them to have the 4-1s down there, and then we'll bring ours down.
Yep. Jason was there last year. He had, from what I remember, he had a little bit of fun.
Oh, we all had way too much fun, especially that first night. Jason's still remembering that. That's why he won't talk. That's why he won't say any words. He still remembers it.
I was sick.
I guess
You were very sick the next morning.
I caught the COVID.
Oh, boy. He had it for about 45 minutes or an hour until one of us shoved a breakfast sandwich in his face and said, "Eat this or we will kick you." And he ate it, and there was something there for, to soak up all the booze, and suddenly he came back to life.
I wasn't gonna bring it up. I was waiting for you guys to bring up the why. I was just throwing the.
Well, I'll throw him under the bus any day of the week, just like he will me.
You got me tickled.
So, well, listen, hey, we won't keep you. We do appreciate you taking the time, buddy. It was great to run you down, and it was good to at least see you. I came within like 50 feet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I didn't get away from you this weekend. But one last thing before you go. Did you get your parts for the tractor you were storing?
Did I get what?
The parts for that. You have an 88 that you were storing, right?
Oh,
a 52 or a 54? Or?
I found a fella in South Dakota that Jesse that has them, and he's supposed to ship them out to me this week.
Awesome.
Yes,
I knew that if anybody on this planet had those parts, it would be Jesse, and that's why I put in a good word for you. I said, hey, help him out if you've got a spare set.
He said he had 4 sets, so yes, that's supposed to happen this week. Believe it or not.
And I will tell you, he kind of sometimes he kind of sits on parts. So you're lucky you got a set.
Wow, that's awesome.
So he's also, I think he's also kind of an 88 guy. He likes those tractors.
Oh yeah.
So, and that reminds me, you were talking about Ford guys, and I saw Charles raise his hand or his fist and in solidarity. You're gonna have to watch Tractor Zoom later this week or early next week. I've got something coming up on auction out in Nebraska. You are going to want to start selling organs for. I'm not even kidding you.
Well, I mean, I have a kid. Can we sell him? I
don't think you're supposed to. I think that's frowned upon. I think that behavior doesn't fly anymore.
Okay.
But, I suppose it depends on the country.
We don't want the liver. We know you live in Kentucky.
So anyway, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, pass that link along to Nathan and have him step outside for a minute if he wants to, and have the guys take a break. And Jason's got the control board right over here, so he can let him in.
Okay. Now, does he just need to call one of your all cells?
Nope.
It's the same link you did.
That link that you hit that we sent to your instant messenger.
Just let him do it.
Yeah, send that link to him.
Will do.
And then Ference, before you go, we need
Yeah.
to teach a little bit. So Ference and I have been talking on the phone the last couple weeks about this Pullers Championship.
Yep.
We've talked to the Nashville promoter. We're not going to get anything pulled up this year. It's too late. But I've been talking to Pro Stock Tractor Pullers parents, and they want to have 5 of these Pullers Championships throughout the year. So, like the buy-ins, they get part of the payback is their 100% payback, like $500, plus they get part of the gate. So there's something that Ference and I've been chatting about. I just kind of want to start teasing people a little bit about this.
Nice.
We were talking, Jason and I were talking about this on the phone, and just real quick, we were going back and forth about ideas. The percentage of the gate thing was a primary reason we thought that it would be a hot ticket, especially for the drivers. And then he was just lamenting, well, what are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? There's, Bowling Green is the national championships, and the Farm Machinery Show has its name, and we just related it to golf. We said, like in golf, they have the PGA, the British Open, the player. So they have the players. So we just thought, hey, right there, the Pullers Championship. Boom, there's the name.
Well, the idea is with the gate money,
right?
And already Nashville, Illinois agreed to host one of them. Or it's still just rough.
Yeah.
We were trying to pull it off in October this year, but everybody I talked to, Harvest, Farming, it's just too much. But the Pullers knew that they got a portion of the gate. How much harder are they going to promote the pull?
Bingo.
Right?
Yep.
So we need to find 5 promoters, basically. We got to pick dates probably that don't conflict with anything else. That's what makes it so hard.
That'll be the hardest part of it. Because we can come up with a list of 5
Or
promoters.
if you do
I've got
a
it
Friday
in my
night,
head.
a Saturday night, a Saturday afternoon, a Saturday night, where basically the promoter's not going to lose any money.
Right,
And the only, it's going to be we're all in on this.
right.
But truly a Pullers Championship where it's a buy-in, like $500 buy-in. I think you grab the top 5 from the points championships of each big organization,
Mhm.
and then you do like a 5 invite. You do a Facebook. Who do you want to see there? Let
Yeah.
people vote on it. Let the people's choice, right? But then we
Exactly.
need to support it. So if anybody has ideas like this, and then Ferris, this is a good way. There are certain polls that I feel, we all feel like that are on the show that should pay back more. It's nice to see Bowling Green now finally stepping up
Yep.
and throwing some extra money at. You can't tell me
Yep.
that place isn't making money. Holy crap. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. And like you said, do 3 sessions, 12 classes, four, and that way it's just a 3-hour show. Boom, boom, boom. You get in there and do it. And the fans are going to absolutely go nuts when they see it.
That gives me another idea.
well, we need to keep talking about this and kicking it around, but it needs to be truly a Polish championship where we have the best of the best. It's that outdoor Louisville. That's like I'm saying the Fairgrounds.
Yeah. Yep.
And because there's times with you, like right now, if I said to you, what are the top 15 pro stocks in the nation? It's gonna be different right now than it was 2 months ago.
Yep.
Or the top 2, 3, 6 decent trucks.
Yep.
Because guys will change tires, guys change turbos. They get motors broken throughout the season. A lot of different things happen, parents. So
Exactly.
Yeah, they shoot idler pulleys off the motor, and then things change. Oh, he didn't hear me. Oh, well. All right, buddy.
Well,
Pass that link along to your son, and we will catch up soon, man. One of these days, I'm going to come down and have a glass of bourbon with you.
there you go. Good talking to all you guys, and we'll see you soon. I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to holler at Nate and tell him to give you a shout.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
See y'all. Bye.
See ya.
I like the fact that Paul's been doing the video in the background. That's cool.
Yeah.
At the same time, with everything else, I got to get rid of Ference there.
There we go.
So that was Ference, something with this mic, that crackling.
It
was.
I wonder if
I'm not
that's.
even on.
I wonder if that's when he's holding his phone with his
you
hand.
can hear the crackle.
Yeah. Hi, Charles.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
No, we're gonna zoom it in on you too. If we're doing the Players Championship, why the heck couldn't we do? Why couldn't we do the Ryder Cup and
we
put
could
together some
we could
teams?
do all of this.
You could do a multiple discipline or a multiple class team.
I think if we get people talking ideas, I've talked to legitimate Champions Tour Grand National Pro Stock pullers.
Yep.
And they've said that this is something they're interested in. Don't do it in October.
Right.
And I said, well, how do you do it during the season?
Right.
We got to pick dates that don't conflict, obviously. So and maybe it isn't 5. Maybe it's just 2.
Right.
Maybe it's the 4th
Right.
of July. And that's what makes it hard. The open weekends are kind of the 4th of July is kind of always open because that's, halfway through the season kind of, or halfway through the summer, not quite. But it's a nice weekend off. But, we got to look at some of this stuff. Or because I don't want it to be do I want John Mears there? Yeah. Do I want Randall there? I want all the major associations to have their people there.
Yep.
But I don't want it to be a sanctioned event.
Right.
We need the
Right.
insurance and stuff like that. Paul, we just lost Paul. Gotta make Charles big then. So he comes back. So, there's Paul.
No, there's
I tried
Paul.
to show the video of that. So, the World Series of Tractor Pulling. So this is like a Calcutta, Brad Cochran. That's a good idea. But I mean, we have to get it. I don't want a promoter to have to put up $100,000.
Right.
Because that's what scares them. But if I say to you, we need 75% of the gate for the pullers. I've done the spreadsheets already, guys. They're on this laptop. And everybody would get, and everybody likes that big prize money for first place. But if you talk to the pullers, they want a good chunk on the top 3, but they want to make sure everybody gets paid down through the 10 or the 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want to at least get your money back on something like that.
Yep. I would agree.
You know what I mean? So
I would agree.
I think there's a lot of potential there with something like this.
Or just stop drinking Jason's drink.
It's okay.
No, it's not. We don't want a drunk cat.
As long as we go live on Facebook.
Well, yeah.
It's good for them.
Monetize a drunken kitty.
The views just went up.
Yeah, look at that.
Immediately. So, but before we get going with Charles a little bit, the Iowa State Fair is going to be awesome next couple of days. Horsepower and horse country. It's so hard to get to all these places.
Yes.
So,
if I could be in two places, I would be in Wisner and I would be down there in Kentucky.
And my tractor has 4 burnt pistons. Tony just got to the bottom of it. So,
ouch!
So we're I just given the update. That's why I'm not going to be at the fair.
That's freaking lovely.
But Brad Leslie, I second the Calcutta. Tipton did this a few years ago for the light limited pro stock class. Excellent turnout. Yeah, I've seen it done. We saw it done for the Casey Fritz's cancer deal in Richmond Center. I've seen it done for a lot of different things over the years, and I've seen it do really, really well. The pullers have to have the buy-in on that as well.
Yeah.
But if you had 15 pullers in the class, $500 buy-in, you get $7,500 already to pay back. You split that equally from 1 to 15. Not equally, but you just, you base it out percentages, 30%, 25, you work your way down.
Yep.
And then you get 75% of the gate, but you split that gate equally from 1st to 15th.
Yep.
Okay, so everybody's walking away with some money. If I'm a promoter, I'm okay with that because I'm going to grab concessions.
Yep.
I'm going to grab beer sales.
Yep.
I'm going to grab notoriety.
Yep.
Right? So I've already talked to the guys down there in Nashville, Illinois. So I think it's got something. Holzhauer said he would be in on it, especially said, if I'm not going to lose money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So if I'm a puller,
that would be a novel concept to him. He's thrown some events that have been awesome, but he hasn't made any money on them.
I'll do 1 track, 4 classes per session, bang them out, 3.5 hour show.
Yep.
Rock through it, split it out. You feature pro stocks one night, you feature super stocks another night.
Yep.
You really mix it up to where one session really isn't any better than the other. That's like Louisville would always run the diesel supers on Wednesday. That's awesome.
Yep.
I don't know if they do that anymore or not. I think they might have moved them to Friday, but you try to do that. How do you get them to draw in? Like you heard Dave Nelson say earlier on the show, hey, it's Monday at the fair. There's only 90,000 people here today instead of 110. I'm just kind of making up numbers a little bit, but you get my drift on that.
Yep.
So I just wanted to plant that seed tonight. Ferentz and I have been texting like crazy little fools and talking on the phone. And I just want to throw it out there because we're all going to be in on this together.
Yep.
So.
And I liked, and Brad, to your point about the Calcutta, those are fun. I've been able to be a part of those, a few of those now, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them in the past 3 or 4 years. And they're fun.
Amanda's saying if you went to the NTPA, the Outlaws, the PPL, and say, hey, listen, give us 3 dates or just stay off.
Yeah. Just let us have, for this 1 year for now, give us a shot at it.
I think you'd want to build it over time. And, like the Nashville, Illinois, I like that location. Farley is very attractive to me, where you have a puller's track. Puller as a promoter, they build the track and different things like that. So that have that buy-in. So just really want to kick the ideas around. I know a lot of people watch the show. I know this will get some talk going, and let's get together and try to figure it out.
Charles, where's the 3rd track?
I kind of agree with what Josh Bauman is promoting for doing it at Dragway 42 just for location, and it is a decent power track. I'd probably have to throw that out there as a 3rd spot.
That's Ohio, right, Charles?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's northeast
Ohio, Illinois, and then maybe you go Western Iowa, maybe you go Missouri. I don't know. So but you spread it out. You got to give the fans a chance to see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Pullers will travel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you knew you were competing against the best peers, because I love Bowling Green, but it's still an NTPA hook. And there's nothing wrong with the NTPA. There's nothing wrong with PPL. There's nothing wrong with the Outlaws. But to truly have the best of the best, that's always been the lure guys of Louisville.
Because now you get to actually.
But let's get them outside and let them eat on a 330-foot track.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And you do it 3 times over the year. You kind of want something early in the season. You kind of want something middle of the season.
Yep.
But you got to make it worthwhile for the guys to say, you know what? I don't want, they don't want to miss a points championship because that's always the thing. Hey, I'm leading the points right now. I don't want to go. So.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So weekend recap.
I was in Springville, Iowa Friday night. Biggest crowd they've ever had. They have 10 ECI classes. I got a really good live video of that farm tractor with the roll cage and the cab on it.
Yeah.
That's got over 113,000 views right now on our Facebook page, so that's pretty cool. How
did they put that cage or that cab over the cage
really
and
had-
still be able to.
It's a 13,000 pound farm stock class. So
It can still light on fire.
I know.
How's he going to get out of it?
You know what? I don't want to start controversy tonight. I just want to report.
No,
I don't know.
Okay,
The cab,
that's fair.
The whole front of the cab's open.
Is it?
Yeah. it's
Okay,
all
I
open.
didn't. I
He can
wasn't
literally
sure.
jump out.
Okay.
I think my favorite part was the chain on the tilt for the bucket. You know, they changed that to the loader so it couldn't come down.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
Biggest crowd ever I've seen in Springville. The show got a little long. The 4-1s hooked around 11:30. We were the last class of the night. The steam engine was last. It was fun. The Remedy burnt 4 pistons. So yeah, I had a good day until that happened. Because I was going to go to Hillsboro at noon on Saturday and up to Norwalk Saturday night. So the pictures I've seen in Norwalk, the place was freaking packed. I know Hillsboro was packed.
Yep.
It's good to see Hillsboro be packed because they
Yeah.
have gigantic bleachers and
Yep.
have a hell of a show. So I'm happy for Don and his team up there. So
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey,
George,
look who's knocking on the door.
Hey, look who's here.
No, dude. Talk to that guy.
Hey, it's that guy, and it looks like Yaron on the way up. Maybe.
You're just left the
I think so.
Greentown,
Nate,
Indiana.
you might need to go. Nate, you might need to go outside.
Oh, there he is. He's getting into a Ford. You can tell.
Now serving 37.
Right. Nathan Vay, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. How about you?
You coming through loud and clear.
Sounds good.
How's things?
Oh, doing good. We're getting the truck cleaned up and finishing a few things up for this weekend.
Is the back glass back in it?
Phone's done, so I'm sitting in my buddy's truck charging it right now. I know that's kind of inconvenient. That's what we're getting ready to do right now, so I'm looking forward to that.
Good deal. You said you put the back glass back in it or not? I'm a loudmouth. Can he not hear me?
You're pretty loud.
Okay.
You there?
I am.
It's your internet, Nathan.
We're working on it right now. Putting paint primer on it so we can put the adhesive.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hair. In the face. Maybe. You think?
Go outside the barn. There you go. That might help.
We want to have Nathan, if we can
Maybe.
get him to come on and run through some of the classes. That are coming. Or we'll just kick him off and not let him back in.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the internet's not cooperating with him.
Yeah, this is what we found out. You got to have good internet signal.
Yes.
So this is so cool what Paul's doing down there. Just moving around. We don't have to listen to him.
Right?
And we see the video.
Oh, and there goes Nate.
I'll just text Nate.
Well, we did give it a shot. If you're in horse country, get to Shelbyville this weekend. Give them some of your money. Go have a rip roaring good time with the show. Go have some cobbler from the cobbler lady.
The cobbler lady.
Yeah, that pole has its own cake lady and its own cobbler lady, Kara.
Why have you never taken me there?
I'm gonna get thrown under the bus again. It's in Kentucky too, so we could go bourboning.
They picked the total wrong weekend too, because Nate reached out to me to see if I could come down, and it's my hometown fair this weekend, so kind of can't.
Yeah,
skip out
you're out. So tell us about your weekend. I know what happened, but most people don't. You had probably, from a human's perspective, probably one of the more fulfilling weekends of your life, ish.
You could say that. You could say that. Started out on Thursday night in Bay City at the Bay County Fair with Mid Michigan Mini Pullers. They're a garden tractor through a small block aspirated mini group. Had a nice night there on Thursday. beautiful sunset. Friday, I went to your hometown in Fremont, and we jammed them to the rafters like always. That place, they come out for pulling. They're big into it.
They do.
And it's
a show.
What's that?
They love the drive shaft show. We've loved it ever since it was invented.
Yeah, and you know what? Whatever it was in the consistency of the track this year, we really didn't scatter too much, to be honest. But
we're gonna have to take that up with Brinkman.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing, though. They are, Ryan knows this, but it's a real small arena. It's real intimate. Typical full pull in there is like 250, 260. If you go 300 feet, you're putting tires on concrete. If you go 330, you're in the sheep barn. So they're raising money to build a new grandstand, and the intention is to rotate the entire arena around 180 degrees and then put it behind what is now the main grandstand, and then move the pits into where the arena is today. And it'll give them space to have that 350-foot track. A lot of the money from the Gilliland Memorial Pull earlier this season went towards that. They were raising money Friday night for it as well. So it's a work in progress, but I think they'll get there. And it's an active, vibrant fair. So I think it'll turn out well. That was a West Michigan Pullers sanctioned deal, and my son went with me, and he rode in the sled with Jeff Story, who's got but I say old, but it's only a few years old, a Brad Crucian Class 8 sled, and was teaching Christian how to run that sled. And the deal was, when we got to the Rust and Dust Pull in Zeeland, Michigan on Saturday for a non-sanctioned deal put on by Valley Truck Parts, he could run Field Farm. And so he paid attention. He learned what he had to learn. We get to Zeeland on Saturday, and first class is street diesel, so he just was a passenger for that. And then Jeff Story puts him in the seat for Field Farm. 5 classes later, he was still in the seat running that sled, and that included running 3.0 trucks. It included Jeff getting out of the sled himself and letting Christian solo for several things. It meant Jeff getting in the seat of an altered semi, Andy Jansen's cab over Pete, and what a sign of trust it is when the sled owner lets a 15-year-old kid run the sled while he's driving an altered semi on the front of it. And if that isn't enough, Jeff gets out of the seat of that one, and he goes and climbs in Valley Truck Parts promotional wheel stander, the Green Ghost, which is a HME powered by a V12 Detroit on big flotation tires. It's a wheel stander. You have to you don't just hook that to the sled and run down the track and get a wheel stand. The sled operator is a willing participant in making that truck dance. And I don't think Jeff had ever driven the Green Ghost before, but he left my son in the seat, and it's a total custom sled setup to make this thing work. You run the box out really fast, very, very quick ratio. Like by 80 feet, the box is 80% of the way up the rails. Then you got to take it out of, dump the clutch, take it out of gear, and then ride the brakes with varying levels of pressure based on track conditions to keep the Green Ghost doing that wheel stand. And it took Jeff probably a year of owning that sled to really figure out how to make it do a 300-foot wheel stand. He taught my son to do it in one afternoon. And I've done everything in pulling, literally every job there is to do: driving, announcing, hooking and unhooking, flagging, promoting. I've done everything except be a sled operator. And my son has now done the one thing I haven't, and I couldn't be more proud of him. He was a rock star. He did it, and he's so pumped to try to go to Hudsonville a week from tonight and see if they'll let him in the seat for the West Michigan classes. And the West Michigan guys, there was board members there watching him. There was NTPA officials there watching him too, and they were complimentary on how he handled it. So it was a proud dad moment. Awesome Saturday for me.
I figured Fortin was probably there for it.
Yeah, Tim was there, and so was Sean Benjamin. They both saw him do it.
Nice. That's awesome. All right.
Don't talk over the pro stock.
All right, that was the break. Now back to the show.
That don't sound good, boys. that don't sound good at all, boys.
Paul, is that the no buck and no dough Jay Haynes?
Yes, that is Buck No Dough, Frederick and Hanning pulling team.
All right, that's enough talking from you. Just stick with the
Yeah,
video.
that's right.
10-4.
Yeah. At least it was that finger and not the finger I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That's coming.
I know my place.
So do we.
Yeah, just more
Guys,
misty
Brooks,
That's right.
That's our Paul.
There we go.
That's our Paul.
There we go. It's good to see that Hillsboro didn't break you.
Shit.
I wonder what they are doing.
Oh, they're trying to fire it again. It looked like the water was coming on early because it wasn't quite getting on top.
Right.
Or maybe just tried to let it out a little bit too soon. Not that I've ever driven a pro stock, but you got to see a little flame before you really crack those babies open. Depends what the timing's set on them. So, but most of them are out to play ball. So
Yeah.
Right, Charles?
Yeah.
Charles, how much does it cost? How much is it going to cost us to buy your sled? Your son a sled?
I don't know. We find a good Class 8 one. I'm all in.
Are they about $250?
I don't think they're quite that much. They might be if you have it built new. I've seen a few come across on pull off for sale under $150.
Okay. When you say Class 8, Charles, that's the
And he still took it like 340 feet.
Nice. Charles,
Yeah.
when you say Class 8, that's a rating, right, on a sled from NASA
Yeah,
or whatever?
it's a North American Sled Operators Association sled rating. Class 8 basically means rated for everything. You can hook unlimiteds, you can hook super semis, it'll do it all. That's what Bowers have got. Jeff has one. The Kraus guys have them.
Bungards are all
There's a
Class
bunch of them out there.
Yeah, the Red Rock.
Red Rock and the Rock.
So I think the one that Amanda's talking about on the screen right now, I think that's the Van Huysen's sled. Gary Van Huysen, he's from Illinois. What's that sled called? I've hooked it before, like in Milledgeville with Badger State. Yeah, little garden tractors running on their side there.
Yeah.
Like TPA garden tractors. I think Class 7 will do everything except unlimited and super semi. I think that's a restriction on 7s.
Yeah.
Yep, the mechanical mule, Charles, is for sale. So what's our return on investment on that? 150. What's a promoter pay for a sled, Charles? What do you see in your neck of the woods?
1 day show tends to be these days probably in the $1,600 to $1,800 range, which includes insurance.
Yep. Okay. So let me get my handy dandy calculator out. They all have those Deutz motors, right?
Yeah, most do. A lot of the Bauer ones do. The near pass ones have been converted to that. I would say Jeff's is not. The Crucian sleds I don't think are. Thumb sled is a 401 Ford. So there's a couple different things out there.
We would need 88 hooks at $1,700 a piece to pay for it, and that's assuming no fuel to the pole and nothing ever breaks.
Yeah, which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. So how many was it?
88 hooks
88
at $1,700 a piece.
So really, to turn $1 profit, we really have to have like 147 hooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles, you
Just
basically
checking.
need I mean, how many hooks does a sled make in a summer, Charles? 50, maybe 60?
Events, yeah, probably. I think a really full schedule is probably 50 or 60 dates. Yes.
Okay. That's kind of. I mean, it's fun to talk about this. I mean, it's our show. We can do whatever the hell we want. So that's always enjoy that part of it. But it's fun to talk about these things because I don't think the average fan realizes what a pull-in costs and what it costs a promoter and different things like that. So
no, they don't. They don't. You don't get to see that behind the scenes of things, and that's just the reality of it. This is what it takes to do this. And we're talking about doing World Series of pulling or whatever we're going to call it. This is something that we've got to contend with too.
I always giggle a little bit when somebody pisses them on. And there's some comments on they're charging for kids to get into the Iowa State Fair, Charles. Obviously, the Outlaws have nothing to do with that. Obviously, we have nothing to do with that. And they shouldn't be charging $30 for kids. I'm not going to deny that. But, this guy was just raising holy hell on the Outlaw page. And I felt like saying, so I built a $200,000 pulling tractor and I have a chance to win $1,000. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I hear that a lot too around here. Oh, pro stock. Now shut up.
Welcome to Schnitker country.
Yeah. Yeah, on that point, I hear a lot of it's complaining. Let's call it what it is. Complaining from competitors. I'm coming in. I'm bringing the show. Why do I have to pay to get in? I pay to get into probably half the events that I do, and I'm okay with not. I don't play the big stuff card. I don't do that. I'm okay with paying the $10 to get in there if it means that event continues and it funds that fair or that venue. Anybody who's complaining, I'm bringing the show, and you're not wrong. I'm not arguing with the logic when I say this. But to Jason's point, yeah, you are. You're bringing $200,000 machine in to go pull for $1,000, and you're going to bitch that you had to spend $10 to get in and have the venue. I really don't follow your logic there with why you're upset.
Oh no, it was a spectator that commented, Charles, about the Iowa State Fair, what they were charging.
Well, I've heard it from pullers. And I just don't. It seems to me that the anger is a bit misplaced in that respect. Where if you're really upset about what it's paying back, then your problem isn't with that venue or that fair. The problem is with the series you're chasing. And you probably need to say something to them instead.
Yeah, no, I like to throw it all out there because I want to come at it from all angles. Charles, I'm always going to tractor pull as long as I can afford it because I love it. I'm addicted to it, but I'm also not going to spend money I don't have. And that's why my tractor wasn't probably at the top where it used to be, like an 18 and 19, because I was out there with outdated stuff. And then I blew it all up and I had to start over. So it's part of it. So.
And that's totally fair. And I get both sides of the coin. I'm not trying to say that I'm one-sided about it, how I see it. I just don't see where $10 is breaking your back.
Iron Horse Diesel Super. I watched that tractor like 15 years ago.
Yeah. It was cool to see that.
He had some pictures of there.
Yeah, it's a legacy tractor. Jeff Preibel was very instrumental in that thing. It's an ag chassis Alice 4-charger setup with the Atmo's outboard like Screaming Demon was. And gosh, that thing's been around since the early 1990s. Cool to see that thing come out again. It didn't run the greatest, but you got to put it on the track and find out what you got.
Charles, how come $30 is expensive for a tractor pull, but we'll spend $80 to go to a Packer game or a Detroit Lions game? I'm sorry. Do you have a professional football team in Michigan, Charles?
We not only don't have a professional football team, we don't even have any teams that participate in the Big Ten anymore.
Did you guys go to the SEC?
Yeah. No, we're gonna just join the GLIAC because that's about all we are capable of beating anymore.
Hey, my son kicked a lot of soccer balls in GLIAC. It's all good in the hood, so I like it. Yeah, anyway, I just want to throw some things out there, not trying to stir the pot at all, because it is what it is, and it's all part of it. But I don't know if is anybody getting rich in pulling, Charles?
No, I mean, even the guys who own businesses and do this as their day job, running a machine shop or whatever, no, they're not. And if there are there are exceptions to that, and I'm not going to name names, but they're not where they're making their money is not on building pulling parts. And you guys all, if I privately said who they were, you'd know who I mean and what they're doing. It's in other industries. The CNC machines are turning out parts for something else that allows them to indulge their passion and be involved in the pulling side of things. So no one is getting rich off this sport. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's probably some builders that are making a living, but they're not killing it, like a stockbroker or something like that. And it's hey, we're all waiting for parts this year. That just proves that it's not a surplus of stuff laying around, Charles. And honestly, so many things are specifically made for a certain type of, motor or engine. It's not, I don't know. Is the alcohol like a gas truck? Is that more relatable to racing, Charles? Like, do we have some carryover parts from drag racing, like into a super stock gas truck or a mod?
There probably is. It's probably off the shelf stuff for rotating assembly and heads and blocks and that. The tuning side is going to be obviously very different, but it's probably off the shelf stuff. But even for those guys, it's not the oft-touted idea that no one's willing to work isn't the problem in the motorsports aftermarket, because it's an enthusiast aftermarket. People want to work. They want to do this stuff.
Yes.
The problem is the raw materials on the front end. You just can't get billets. You can't get forgings. You can't get stuff. And if you can, the price is fluctuating on a daily basis. It's not an unwillingness to actually create the part that you need that's the problem. It's a raw materials issue.
You sit and talk normal. I want to before and Charles, while we're thanking people, I want to thank Greg Payne for overnighting me sleeves for my tractor. So,
my goodness!
So thank you, sir. Trying to get me back on the track this week. So
that's awesome. Brent, we owe you a beer next time we have the chance. We will definitely make good on that.
He can have all the cheese curds he wants.
Yep, that too. That too.
Have you guys been putting
pistons to burn? Is it EGTs? Is it fuel? What have you seen in the past?
EGTs are not a cause. They're an indicator. They're a symptom of either something amiss with injector, pump, or timing. Typically.
Yeah.
So they are really more than just a number, huh?
Yeah, we love to throw that around. EGTs are just a number, but no, they're not. They're an indicator that, especially if you're monitoring individual cylinders, you have a problem. And we're not looking at total number. It's not about if you're seeing 1800 across all six and it's living, or 8, whatever engine you're running, great. If you're running 1600 across 5 and 1 is at 19, you got something you got to look at. Something's wrong.
There's an injector that isn't firing quite right or something.
That's what's just got me just puzzled, Charles. Everything looked so good that first weekend on everything. And then now all of a sudden just bang. And I didn't warm it up any longer than normal. It was a chillier night. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It just really brand new motor.
I'm far from an engine guru, and I'm probably triggering I'll probably get a bunch of hate mail for my speculative analysis. And I'm not saying that I know what the hell's going on. I don't.
We could do it instead. We could take the hate mail. I'll just say there was a unicorn in there. It was all pissed off.
Yeah. It's announcer prerogative. I just say shit and then deal with the consequences later. I don't know. I don't know what it is with it being 4 cylinders. I don't know if I don't know what the issue is. If it had been 1, I would have said, yeah, look at the injector, look at the cam and the pump. Is there something galling the cam and the pump that's altering the timing on it? There's things you can look at, but
I have an engine builder. He's very smart, but I'm not afraid to just use myself as an example that it's not perfect. And I spent a lot of money on good shit. So it wasn't like anything that I cheapened out on, if you know what I mean, Charles. So
yeah, no, right, for sure you didn't, and yeah, no, I know that on the back half, and that's a thing that I hate to use this analogy because it actually, if you follow my Facebook today, I'm pissed off about it, but it's truism. I'll relate this to NASCAR chassis building back when NASCAR. Hi, Kitty.
Yeah, Portia wanted to say hi. Hazel's asleep down underneath the coffee table, but
She's wagging her tail.
yeah.
Don't let her get on the thing.
Back when NASCAR was awesome, you'd have chassis builders who would build a car on a chassis plate, and they would crank out 10 of them, and one would work like gangbusters, and the other 9 would suck. It's just metal is a living, breathing thing, and it has an attitude. And sometimes something will work, and you can put the exact same quote unquote combo together based on the numbers. It'll work awesome, and the next time it won't. It's just how this stuff goes.
That's a good point for Roger Rui there. The computer of the day, like, run after run.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you have one that's a little cold or one that was a little hot, you maybe
There's a reason for it.
got something in a water injection, or something, maybe got something plugged.
It could be. How are you setting up this? Maybe you don't want to answer this. How are you setting up your water injection? Are you all in the crossover tube, or are you doing port as well?
Yeah, port as well. So
okay.
Yep.
What is?
We got a whole bunch of places where water's going in. So.
I did.
I overheard a conversation about that, where the gist of it was that the trend is away from the port. It seems tunable on the front end. It makes sense logically, but they're getting away from it because they want it to be closer to the charger and away from the intake. So you're actually getting that atomization and flashover to happen in the intake pipe before it gets to the cylinder, because at that point, now it's too late.
Well, in full disclosure, I know I'm crossover. I know I'm at the turbo. I'm assuming I'm a port, but maybe I'm not, because I don't even build my motor, and I don't even know if I can point out my injectors on my tractor, Charles. And I think you know enough about me on that now. It's pretty honest that I just trust Tony, and it runs good. So.
Hey, you put on a helmet. I don't. I'm all in with you, brother.
No, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, a lot. There's 2 types of pullers. There's the guys who work on their own machines, and I envy them, but I didn't grow up around this stuff. When mom and dad got divorced, Charles, I moved to Wisconsin, so I showed up 2 hours before the pull. So basically, I made sure the wheels were shiny and the tires were shiny and the hood looked good, and that was about it. I missed out on all the wrenching during the week, and now I work 80 hours a week doing mortgages, so I can afford to go pulling. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, I'm not knocking it, man. If you can do it, do it. I'm right there with you. I didn't grow up in a family that knew how to do this shit or was an ag family or anything. So
no, people ask me like, "Oh, you're just playing dumb." Like, no, really, I have no clue. I can drive my tractor well, and I've proven that. But it's all good in the hood. So just happy.
I've been looking at on a different subject. I've been looking at points races, how PPL and particularly NTPA are shaping up, and there's some interesting stuff going on. As we get down to the wire here, Russ Nichols.
Mod points race?
Well, we'll get to that one. But Russ Nichols is leading PPL, and he is second in NTPA, 1 point behind. Could he be a double champion in the same year in two-wheel drive? And when the hell, if ever, has that ever happened before?
That truck is obviously very dominant.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now, are there any? Is there going to come a point where he has to pick one or the other, Charles?
I didn't get the opportunity to run the schedules out at this point tonight before the show, so I don't know that. I'm going to hedge my bets and say I don't think so.
I asked Misty Nelson.
So Amanda Stern says Brian Court did it in light supers. That would make sense.
Misty, I believe
he did in light supers, but a two-wheel drive class, I don't think anybody's ever done it.
I think Misty Nelson said that he would probably be running with them for the rest of the year, but she thought that there might be like one date that conflicted. So
because I know like Paul,
and
every year I'm friends with Brett Berg, and every year he starts out with kind of running both of them, Paul, and then kind of just shakes out how he's doing in the one, and then that determines how he finishes out the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
That guy's name is Charles, by the way.
What I call him?
Paul.
I did?
Yeah.
It's all good. I knew what you meant.
Well,
So that brings up.
You've been called worse than that, Posh. Don't worry.
Way worse. Mentioning that, though, it brings up a real interesting point, at least on the NTPA side. We could have a season where we end with Grand National champions by the name of Ken Venny, Rob Russell, and Brett Berg. And how freaking awesome would that be?
That's
that
something
not
you would have said in
amazing?
the 80s or 90s.
I just,
When did
yeah.
when did Benny come back to, or when did Benny come to pulling, Charles? What year?
He actually started. He had a mini rod back in the early '80s. I've seen photos of it. It was kind of under the radar because he didn't do a whole lot of events. He was still so heavy in the drag race side, making a living. But he's been around it a very, very long time, and people don't really, I don't think, know that.
Yeah, I always thought he was a drag racer. My uncle Paul came to Mountain City, Kansas, and he's a drag racer, and he always talks about Ken Vinny, so that was pretty cool. So Thurston just commented, and I'm glad Thurston's doing good. Yeah, no, he had an accident at work, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
Ryan. Hoopston, Illinois, and Springfield, Tennessee. Any conflict? I can't remember.
I think that's what Misty was doing.
Ooh, that's some V8. Right
Yeah.
there.
V8 Perkins Pain. I'm shutting up.
All right, we can take a break for a minute.
That's Coons, isn't it?
Yes.
It's got to be Coons. Paul, make it sing.
Paul, make the noises.
Paul.
Paul,
Say
turn your
again.
Get,
Make
leave it
the
on.
noises.
Leave it on.
10-4.
That's better. Thank you.
He's a very useful mammal sometimes.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, Colin's confirming that.
That's the quote of the night.
The coolest sound in the world, a V8 Pro
You know
Stock.
what I was getting at. I don't watch it. Mostly.
Probably have to.
Nah.
I go down here and she plays it there.
But sometimes I watch it sometimes.
Better believe it.
Well,
We should show that.
really to protect it for the little paws and
Sometimes it's time to be quiet.
That's
That was a really good eargasm.
That is badass.
Eargasm. That's why all my pictures of V8 Massey suck, because I'm having an eargasm while I'm trying to take them.
That needs to be our next T-shirt.
You know,
Yes. There's our Massey t-shirt.
It is. Somebody asked me.
Yes.
T-shirt.
There's our Massey t-shirt.
Yeah.
Tag eargasm.
Yeah. My first experience was with Aaron's having the Storm Pro Stock back in the 90s.
Yes.
It came out of Wisconsin, and just the sound. Yeah, and even today now with Coons and Cope and some of the other guys running them. Yes.
I still remember the first time I heard one. It was 1997 as I was walking into the Hudsonville County Fair. And Eric and my cousin Eric and my cousin Kevin and I were all running late, and they had started the pros without us. And we were walking up, and I could hear Tom talking up the tractor, and then I heard the tractor.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing noise.
Yep. Nothing else like it.
I would agree.
I remember the first time I shot that tractor. Ryan says, just wait for the pictures to come out. Watch for the red.
Uh-huh.
When was it? Was that last year?
It was
Mountain
2
City?
years ago.
Or 2 years ago in Mount City?
No, 2 years ago it was rained out in Mountain City. That would have been Dennis. Was Denison there?
Travis doesn't get out of here very often. He comes
Maybe
out.
it was last year in Mountain City.
Yeah, I think it was. Because Travis only comes west for like one hook.
Yeah.
So I have your biting. I got the
That's a detail. That's a detail I actually miss about Warpath. He's since ceramic coated the headers, so they don't do it anymore. But they used to glow bright orange. Probably, I don't know. This is going back 9 or 10 years ago. It would make a tremendous photo op, but it doesn't do it anymore now. After the clamp, I think the crossover pipes are uncoated, so they still glow, but the headers don't.
So speaking of that, is anybody doing like cryo heat on any parts in the tractor pulling? I know it's big on like ATV and UTV racing and stuff.
I feel like that was something we talked about years ago, but I haven't heard it in a while. But Charles is more mechanically inclined than I am.
So what kind of what are you talking
Like the pistons,
like pistons, cranks and stuff. Like they run cooler, they last longer, and they're 10-15% stronger. It's getting big in the racing, like especially the UTV world. Is that, Charles? Is that anything that guys are doing in the pulling industry yet? Or still?
I haven't heard. Well, they might be on the alcohol side. I haven't really heard too much about that on the diesel side. And I think if the only reason that it isn't a thing on the diesel side is only because cylinder temps are so high that I don't care what you put. They put coatings on them, but I've not really heard too much about cryogenic treating, just coatings.
So I haven't seen the hunted out. So this is ITPA tonight, right? Where Paul is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time I saw this one would have been at Half Century of Progress last year, or 2019.
Schomburg or whatever?
Yes, I believe so. Michael Schaubert.
So Power Noise has live results. I'll show you that to you. That's where we're at now.
Should we tell them the dirty little secret about that tractor or no?
Dennis Snickers at 361. Coons just went 330. Red Power Express at 314. And then
Jay Haining.
I hear what? Oh, dude. This is so cool. We should take all this. Right, you can do it for free.
And it's going to be close. It's going to be close. So there is another pro stock that is here that did not make the hook, and that would be the Meltdown. Rodney Schnickler's tractor is sitting over here. We were looking it over before the hook, and we found some coating material in the filter from one of the bearings. Not a lot. Didn't look anything bad, but it was questionable, so decided not to hook it. But looks like Dennis is going to walk away with the win. Chris went 3, 5, 2, and 31, I believe.
9 feet back.
So, all right, guys, I'm going to check out. We got ITPA pulling here at the State Fair tomorrow night and Wednesday night as well. And then Thursday, we're going to be starting the hooking, and we'll be Thursday night in Pinckneyville and Friday night and Saturday night in Pinckneyville. And you'll see a lot of these tractors at that hook. So, I'm going to sign off. You boys have fun.
God bless.
Catch you later.
Thanks, Paul. That was awesome, man.
See ya.
See you, buddy. So I'll bet if you look under the hood of Schaubert's tractor.
Oh, look at Whitworth one again.
Oh, that's the Champion Oil tractor, though.
So that's not the
That's-
bin buster?
That's correct. That is not the bin buster.
No.
That is
That's the ag chassis one, right?
That's Mike's old tractor. Sandifer's old tractor.
Ah, that's for sale for $135
Uh-huh.
or $130.
Sandifer is hiring. If you're a skilled fabricator, welder, he's looking for people.
And you'll show up.
And you'll show up.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. You can tell that's a man who's had some HR problems.
Charles, you should apply for that job? Or how's the insurance gig going?
The insurance gig is going better than my skills with holding a welding torch.
And that's why I manage social media and marketing.
And you're good at it.
If you want me to weld your chassis together, we're going to be Facebook famous because it's going to be the sprayed snot photos.
So
we won't even have to send the photos to Mike Stinson?
No.
Just point at Charles and say, he did it.
Do I want to obtain the skills to be a successful welder? Absolutely. Would you want me welding your shit together now? No.
Charles, it's funny you said that. You know, when I was at the dyno at Hearts, I went live for almost every video, right, that we did, every run. So we had to do a couple break-in passes. Well, my Simpson water valve was sticking because it sat for 2 years, right? So Dustin was in the dyno room taking to about 3,800 RPMs. We had no water at all. So I shut down right away. Well, so then we take it out, we stick it in the buckets, and Tony hands me the bucket and says, hold on to these. Well, he brings it about 3,800 RPMs, and one of them shot out of the bag. Oh, I wish I would have had the live on. We had that for Badger State. We run like a cutting oil and a Napa. Oh, it looks like white. I don't know. It's white water basically. And we were just Tony and I were just covered from head to toe. And Dustin's like, "You should have been live for that one, Joe." So it was funny. So Hart just
Good Michigan water. It's got a lot of calcium in it.
Yeah, a lot of calcium. I didn't have any of that Michigan water in there. So
Here we go. Here we go.
That shit burns pistons too. I tried that in Toma a couple years ago. So
I mean, I'll get out my spoon. I'll stir that pot, I guess. But
yeah, you don't need to. I think it's been stirred enough, Charles.
Oh, I get stirred like once a week, right?
But no, it's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood.
So I texted Logan, asked him what a used Class 8 would sell for. He said between 200 and 250. He said if you
But
want
the ROI is there. I'm honestly though, if you were a mechanical guy or gal, the return on investment's there for a sled over time. I mean, I know what it costs. Like my wife, unfortunately, has the same access to my account, and she saw how much money I put into the semi for fuel the last week and a half. It's like, wow.
Hey, Ryan, ask him this. This is the most puller question ever. Is that with weights or without?
There's cement blocks.
Just make your own. Don't worry about it. Don't pull
Yeah.
we'll just see what he says.
I might know a guy that did that this week.
Charles, have you ever seen a step-on sled? Like in
Yes,
live?
I not in period, but yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, we'll see what Logan says.
RJ Simon's teasing us on Snapchat. I wonder what we'll put in this thing for Bowling Green. Do they have a mini rod chassis? Show that on the screen. Can you zoom that up there?
Well, then, I don't know.
And Bill Leisner won the mod. Really?
That's
Come on. What's
Yeah,
that?
so I didn't hear. How did that go with him at Hillsboro with the new mod?
Did you take the new mod?
Yep.
How'd it do?
Made 2 passes. I don't remember how it finished.
So this
but
is
it made it down
RJ
the
Simon's
track.
Snapchat, everybody. Zoom that in on there.
Closer. Not in focus.
That's not, yeah.
Hold on. Cody R.
Hang on,
Yeah,
Cody.
Vanderhome
We
Media here.
need another
We're
text.
sponsored by Vanderhome Media now and the Outlaws.
It's focused on Jason. I need closer focus. There it goes.
There's a bullet.
What is that, Charles? Is that a minor?
No.
Sassy?
Looks like a Hemi.
Okay.
So that doesn't give away the firm on Mini. It's just a motor. It's got a setback blower though, it looks like.
So what's that mean in human terms?
So the discharge out of the supercharger on these root style blowers, where it blows in the intake manifold is the very front of the casing. And you'll see a lot of times pullers and drag racers use that longer snout and they'll set the blower back on the intake manifold so that it discharges more in the center and will feed air to all 8 cylinders more centrally rather than front loading it. It works great where you got the space to if you can stick that blower back, but sometimes it doesn't. If you're running engines on a central cross box where the back two are rear fired motors, and you run that backspace case, you may run out of room to fit it in. It's pretty common.
So Simons are working on the mod right now.
And yes, Amanda, that's exactly where I was going, but I couldn't get a word in edgewise because you know who.
I was quiet for like 30 minutes.
You were quiet for like 9 seconds.
I was quiet for like 30 minutes when you interviewed Ference. Why you got to be a dick?
Well, hello.
Well, that's true.
I started to say that if you were to pull the sheet metal off a Chauvert's tractor,
I see Janus blowers. I see counter-rotating motors. I see good things.
Rod Russell has a John Deere. Who cares? It's pro stock. Go pull in.
I know.
Why does everybody get all excited?
We stir the pot.
Wait. Rob Russell has a what?
What? A John Deere?
What?
Don't say that. Don't say that to him.
He doesn't? Thought he did.
His wife will kill him.
Oh, okay.
I got straightened out at Rockwell. Let's just put it that way.
By who?
By Rob.
It's not a John Deere?
Yeah, it is. It is. But he's like, why we got to keep bringing that up?
I kind of think I might have been there for that.
That's what we do. I thought.
I kind of think I might have been there for that.
Yeah, I got. He wasn't 100% serious, but you know, doing this gig, you kind of can tell when somebody actually is serious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, you know, I used to have a little fun with that. That it was, you know, it's this beautiful Case IH Magnum and it has a big black deer in it, and you know, we had a conversation, and I'm fine with that. If I'm saying something or poking fun at you, and trust me, it's meant in fun. I'm not being malicious about it. But if you want it presented a certain way, dude, correct me. I'm not going to get offended. I'm not mad. I'm not hurt. I want to do it right, because for what I'm doing as an announcer, the biggest compliment I can have is to walk through the pit area and have the respect to all you guys and say, hey, you're doing it right. So, no, it was cool. It was fun. And you know, there was a little bit of wink in there, but a little bit of not.
It's all good in the hood.
Yeah.
It's all good in the hood.
Pretty sure Rob still has a 16-point lead. And
Rob is a legend.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't write down what his lead is, but yes, he's leading NTPA Pro Stock points.
I think he lost 1 point this weekend. I think Connie gained 1 point on him. That's it.
I think so. And Diesel Super looks like it's a 2-horse race now between Boots and Payne.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's what it should be.
Yep.
But they still have 6 hooks left. So
Woof.
of all the GN classes, they have the most where stuff can change.
Wonder if that means Travis parks the bone twister for Marengo.
Yeah, he ain't gonna bring him. He hasn't won a Grand National Championship yet. He's been close. He's been down to Sandwich.
Yeah, but it's his hometown hook.
He's still not gonna hook it there.
I've seen him when he's in contention. He will still go and bend it.
He won't do it this year.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I don't want him to.
I hope I'd like to see him win a championship.
Yeah, that's more important to me than.
I mean, because Cody's coming and he's bringing a drone and he's going to shoot it like 8 feet off the hood.
I'm told I'm hooked.
That's what he's been told. Yes.
I'm gonna try to be Marengo, so I gotta figure
It's
stuff out.
voluntold, yes.
Charles, who was it from Michigan who did that at Armada? Shot a super farm like 10 feet off the nose.
With the
drone.
Or the drone?
That was
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Who was that?
I think that was Steve Nickel, who was a 2.8 puller back before 3.0 was a thing. I'm pretty sure that was Steve. I'll look. Let me see if I can find that. I'll put it in the
That
message.
was the coolest video.
If I can find that, I'll put it in there. I think I knew who that was.
It's almost 10. We still have people watching, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
odd. But they're digging us.
Do those people really not have anything better to do?
No, the show. We've been sticking with this since 2015. That's the one thing about Beer Money Pulling Team.
We're consistently awful.
No, well, yeah, but seriously, though.
We're consistently mediocre.
No, but you think about it, our crappy video is better than not doing anything at all. And that's the one thing. Like, people get in. No, seriously, people get in and they're like, "Oh, this is actually a lot of work." And then they stop. They get in for 6 months, they get a lot heavy. Like, well, this is a lot of work. Yeah, I do this 2 or 3 hours every day of my life. You know, like stuff and videos and scheduling and posting and stuff like that. So kudos to everybody.
Yes, thanks for hanging in with us.
Yeah.
And since you're all still here, I have one thing to remind everybody. Wednesday is Pulling Family Day.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Why?
Soapbox
Here we
time.
go. No. You know what Jeff proposed 3 years ago,
Relax.
4 years ago, whatever it was. I'm just reminding people since Jeff fell asleep at the switch and didn't promote it this year. Hashtag Pulling Family, post up pictures of the human side of the motorsport. You know that I will. I've got an album in the works. It theoretically will be a good one. Maybe. Ish.
You know what, Rye? I don't think it was actually Armada, and it wasn't Snickle. It was at Goodall's, and I forget the fellow's name out of Richmond who did it. I'm trying to find it. I know what you're looking for, and
Yes, that Wilson.
Wilson's the best.
Awkward selfies unite.
That's the best.
Yes.
Why didn't you have pictures of your wife and not of you? Just throwing that out there.
Adam, you forgot to call me, by the way, and we were going to talk about a weekend out where we were all pulling together, and you could find a babysitter, and you and the wife could come, and we could all go have a good time at a show together. You never called me. You're a jerk. But I still love you.
I still love you.
But give me a call.
Dan Lindner, I don't think I'm going to be in Colby Saturday night. I have some other plans, but we, USA Mortgage, my mortgage company, we did sponsor that pull. We have Frisbees we're going to be throwing into the crowd. A couple of my loan officers are going to be up there. It's by one of my offices. So excited for that. So I will be in Marshfield, Illinois, September 11th. I know Ken Summers is going to kick me straight in the balls because I won't be in Buckner.
He's going to text me and have me do it because I will be down there.
But it's work related, and that's what pays the bills. So I will be in Marshfield for the Allen Bear Memorial Pool. So I'm announcing that, and I'm going to have a secret driver that night. It's to be determined. So,
Jason, look at the private chat. I just sent you a link.
Okay.
And my wife is going to make her debut driving in a state where I can't take her picture because I will already be on the outskirts of Kansas City.
Love you and do love anything except drive my tractor. So.
You have no idea of my skills.
She drives an Audi.
She's driven bigger tractors than you have. I will guarantee it.
I've driven four-wheel drive tractors before.
I have a picture of her driving a 9620 RX.
You shared that on the Beer Money Pulling team?
No, I haven't. She asked me not to.
Oh, she asked me not to.
She's a fun hater sometimes.
Oh, what have you listened to rules?
Well, yeah, there is that.
There is that.
Do we need to spin the camera around?
No.
Well, I'm going to Ridgeland. Ridgeland's awesome.
What's the date of Ridgeland?
It's Labor Day weekend that Sunday. Colin should drive the Remedy once. That little Burkholz. I would drive their tractor, but it's always like in point races that matter. So, but I wouldn't mind ripping open a Light Pro once. Let's see here, share screen.
What are we doing?
I'm bringing up that.
Yes.
What year was that? 2016. This is so cool.
Stick with us, folks. Lots of you have never seen this video, and it is worth watching.
No, this is the most aggressive drone footage I've ever seen.
I've
tried to set it up right, Charles. Give me a second, bud.
Yeah, this is the St. Clair County 4-H Fair Thumb Tractor Pulling Association, Steve Francis Deer Processor, Super Farm 2016.
Oh,
the drone is going to go low to stay underneath the wires that cross the track for the sound system, and at the end, he'll lift off.
Cody, did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need you to do. Let's watch that again, buddy.
Oh, Cody's already got a plan in his head out.
Charles, is this Super Farm still out?
He hasn't been out this year. Steve's been through a lot.
Yes, he has.
I know.
Yeah.
Fire, right?
He's had some health issues personally, which I'm not going to go into because I don't have that prerogative. But in addition to that, he made his business. So the name of the tractor is Deer Processor.
Yeah, they're
deer spelled with an extra E, but he makes his living off of processing what hunters shoot, the processing meat and running a delicatessen and exotic meat and processing and all that kind of thing. He was undergoing a massive expansion, and they had a tremendous fire probably about a year ago. while the new facility was under construction, and so that really set him behind it. I'm pretty sure it's open now. Every time I have driven by it, this summer has been at dark 30 in the middle of the morning on my way back from a pull somewhere, so I couldn't just stop in and see what's going on. But he's bounced back from that, and things are good. So I don't expect to see it for 2021, but next year he will be back.
Think we can get Stephanie into the seat?
I'm gonna go with no.
Because mom, or I could have sworn. Oh, my beer is cold. I could have sworn she said she had a fire suit.
She might, and if she doesn't,
you do.
Alexa, cancel timer.
Thank you. Ta-da!
Charles do fire suit?
Yeah, Charles fire suit. Used once. And brain bucket.
Brain bucket.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Hey, does anybody recognize the logo on the front of that brain bucket?
The PMS?
Yeah.
I
Know who that is? I do.
Yeah, thank you to Dusty Price for setting me up with the skid lid.
The skid lid. That's awesome.
Dusty's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
We love
He
that
got
guy.
5th at Napoleon, I saw, or 5th or 6th.
Oh, yeah. You better watch for more from him.
Well, I'm not afraid.
At Bowling Green, that thing's going to be uncorked.
Yeah.
Uncorked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bowling Green is going to be like Vegas on crack this weekend because all the Bowling Green people had last year off, and it's going to be wild. So
the partiers are already there pre-partying now.
Yeah.
Jeff Hodem was first in line.
Was he?
No, he wasn't. Chris Linville was there first.
The Ridge Runner?
Yeah, they dragged the tractor in an enclosed trailer with like an F-350 or a
To get a parking
Duramax.
spot?
Yeah, just because they're so close.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Hodem was there like on Saturday sometime.
Charles,
Hodem is solid people, man. I'll hang with that guy in the pits anytime.
Hodem's good too. Well, you guys had fun with him in Rockwell.
Yes, we did.
In Rockwell.
Well.
Are we pulling today? Yes!
I remember that.
That was still one of the funniest videos I've ever recorded. Sorry, not sorry.
He was dancing in the rain like 45 minutes before showtime.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have a poll. Come on out.
That was Jeff at only rated up to 9. I saw him rated up to 11 in an undisclosed puller's pit at 3:30 in the morning, and yeah, that was fun.
Next to a blue something or other that might have been powering a podcast.
Oh no, this was after that was done.
Oh, I heard about this conversation. It was funny.
Yeah. The names have been changed to protect the innocent, but that was fun.
Yeah, that. But let's just say they can still get with it.
Yeah, that guy can still get with it. Yes, exactly.
Charles, what's been your biggest surprise of 2021? Is it the huge crowds? Is it so and so's winning the points and the pro stocks? I mean, the 4-wheel drive diesel trucks. What do you got? I mean, what's
no? It's none of those things. I think the thirst and the appetite for doing this was expected, and who is doing well in competition was also expected. What is a surprise to me is how the tracks themselves, meaning the physical dirt, has responded to a year off. Mm-hmm. Places that had a reputation of just being this killer murder pull track and had lost that reputation over the last couple of years through being overworked, over chiseled, over sprayed, over calcium chlorided, over pine salt, whatever the hell they pour into them. They got a year off, or they just sat there with grass on them. And this year, oh my, just bring the pain. It's awesome. It's what a year off could do for dirt that has surprised me.
No, I love it. That's true. It's so true. I've been happy just to see big crowds, Charles, because I hope it continues. I hope once, I don't know, are we ever going to get back to normal again? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is anymore.
I don't want to get into politics, but I've been happy to see gigantic crowds, Charles, because the sport deserves it.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Bowling Green step up because they're making a lot of money, and I'm glad to see them throw some money back at the pullers. If it is truly is the National Tractor Pulling Championship, I'm glad to see them paying like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. There's a lot that's different, and I do sense the thankfulness and the appreciation to be able to do this that wasn't there in 2019. There was a certain level of taking it for granted that we were going to be able to do this forever in perpetuity. And
Charles was getting almost like on burnout phase, like just I'm just going to tractor pull. Do you know what I mean? Like no appreciation for it, kind of a thing.
Like the grind.
Yeah.
This at this point,
but just being honest.
It's a grind. Yeah.
Well, I forgot how hard it is to have a damn tractor until last weekend. Crawling around that stupid thing and
or drive a truck
or drive. Oh yeah, driving a
pick a lane, Schultz.
I'm really a lot better now.
You're right.
That remains to be seen.
No, honestly, I'd be way better now.
Okay,
you're right. I'd be at this point in 2019. I would have been coming off what is in 2021 a third straight Hell Week, and I would have been exhausted and just kind of burned out. And I don't care about seeing another pulling track. I'm not that way. And I'm tired, but that's okay. I got to go do it, and for me, 2020 wasn't a year off like it was for so many others. I was still gone 45 days, but I had to go out of state to do like 40 of them. So me personally, I didn't have a break, but I'm really appreciative of being able to do this in front of a crowd again, because there were shows I did last year that were put on where the competitors and their pit crew were there, but no fans were allowed, and it was just into a live stream. And announcing to nobody is weird as shit if you've been doing it for 19 years,
right?
Heading into that year,
right?
And now to be able to talk to people again and have that interaction, you don't think that announcing would be a conversation, but it absolutely is. When I say something that gets a rise out of the crowd, good, bad, indifferent, laugh, a dumb joke, whatever, feed off that. If they're engaged, I love it. I feed off of it, and it makes me want to do it more. And when they're quiet and when they're silent, I have to dig even deeper because I want to get that reaction. I need that, I need that validation. It's that piece of us that makes the Looney Tunes idiots.
That endorphin rush, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is. It is. It is.
The way the crowd react. I've never seen a crowd react quite that way when you called out Bargies for having the only rust-free geo tracker left on the planet.
Yeah,
and that's
actually as much as I like being an educator about the sport and teaching people about what's going on the track if they've never been there, or even for the seasoned grizzled veterans if there's something they didn't know, and being able to share that's cool for me. I'm passionate about that, especially on the tech side. You guys know that. I like doing that, but if I can just have that little zinger where it's a joke and make people laugh and bring some levity to it, that's fun too.
The tractor rust free, because I had one and it's very rusty now. I gave it to Doug Borth.
Yeah. Well, I think we know of two that are rust free,
and they're both in Iowa.
No, Bargies aren't.
No, that's
Ohio. Oh no, actually, so there's three then.
Okay, Bargies and
Knapp. DeMars and Knapp.
Oh, it was Knapp. That's who you picked.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, shout out to Bargies though. Seriously, if you need insurance for your tractor or your truck or your trailer, call Derek. He makes it super easy.
Unless you're in the state of Michigan, then call me.
Yeah, sorry about that, Charles. It's been a long time. So it's all good in the hood. It's all good in the hood. My friend Kleppy, the promoter of the Richland Center Summer Nationals. No, Jason, I worked until 2. And I drove to Des Moines to sit with Ryan and Cody and Kara and do the show tonight. And I worked in the car as much as I could. And then they were picking on me, Charles, about driving my semi. I have not driven semi in 2 years, and they witnessed the first 30 miles or so of me driving my semi with airbags, and that's completely different. They like to drift a little bit, and that's all I'm going to say.
A lot.
But I'm way better now.
Good.
Way better.
Hey, I ain't gonna hate on you. I learned on a ragged out 15-yard dump truck with a whatever the hell trailer with a backhoe on the back behind it. Yeah. You want to talk about wandering?
So I absolutely have squat diddle to talk about.
The truck
I
really,
just
there's
do it
about a
anyway.
2-second delay, like the follow thing when it's as long as it is. It's only 80 feet, wink, wink, and life is good. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a 10 speed though.
It's a 10
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it can't be that bad. So. But yeah,
What did you learn on?
You don't even want to know what I learned on.
Detroit? Wow.
No, he can still hear us, so it
Okay.
wasn't a Detroit.
It was on
episode.
Detroit.
Yeah, no. Well, you know Cam's dad.
Yeah.
Cam's dad taught me how to drive,
Ah,
and we made the trip from Clarendon to Newmarket once, and we only pulled off once. So I mean, I was pretty proud about that, but it wasn't that bad.
Hey, Latch likes my truck though. Jason Latch. Are you coming to the state fair, Latch? You peckerhead? He's always commenting on my posts. He loves semi trucks.
yes, he does.
Yes, he does. No, the truck turns heads. I'm not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Doug Moore taught me every time I stop, I have to let the air down so it sits on my gun.
You
So
need
when I
one
get
of the,
fuel.
you need one of the bumpers that's got the air cylinder that raises up the bumper. So
Well,
that way
we're
when you go-
progressing.
Oh,
We're
yes.
progressing me.
So that way you can take on ramps.
Yeah.
So you're
It's funny,
sitting on
on Snapchat, I put that I was getting fuel in Anamosa, but I was actually in Monticello. So RJ Simon nailed me on that right away. He's like, hey driver, that's Monticello. I'm like, sorry.
Who was it that posted a post today about the truck going through the mud pit? They said, "Oh, I would never let my trucks go through that. My drivers would be yanked out of the seat faster." And I think it was Brent's truck going through the mud pit or something like that.
Roberts?
Well, I think so.
On beer money?
Was it an Atlantic?
Maybe. Yeah, Atlantic was a little,
Atlantic was
yeah.
sketchy. Yeah.
It was a little wet there.
So it wasn't a white and green Pete though.
No,
right? Okay.
but they somebody commented about Brent. I didn't think it was Brent, but they commented about Brent driving, and they said there's a lot of comments about it.
I saw the Snapchat of that, and Brent gave her the onions, all of them.
So Kleppy calls his tractor constant aggravation. We all know that, right? Altered Farm. You got to see him. His golf game is more of a constant aggravation.
To you or to him?
To him.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of fun.
I
For the
gave
rest
up.
of us that play with it,
I
so.
gave up on the game.
No, him and his fiance go out with Sarah and I. We've been trying to. I was hoping to go out Sunday, but tractor pulling and work. You guys, it's a grind. Whether you're a photographer, a puller, even a spectator, it's tough. It's tough to keep up with everything. But I'm not whining.
I know I'm way behind, and I'm just gonna fall further behind as of about 12 hours from now.
Charles, what's the winter pulling season look like? What are you hearing? I mean, Cloverdale's already canceled, right?
Yeah, and I kind of have questions about that one, but everything seems full speed ahead from the stuff that I'm involved with and what I know about.
Okay.
You know, probably the only open question that is unanswered, but probably 95% certainty is where Gordyville is going to be.
It's not Shipshawana. I know that. I've heard that. So it's not Shipshawana. Might be DeCoin. So, just saying.
If you say so.
What? Just rumors, honestly. Just rumors. Charles, look at Charles' straight face.
That guy can
Actually, if you've heard anything, you've heard more than I've heard, and the last word I heard on the subject is 6 months old now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So Kleppy says, not what we heard this weekend, Mr. Schultz. Okay. Maybe it is. Then Mr. Kleppy should type in his little comments. So Kleppy fell asleep at 7 tonight and just woke up in his chair. I guarantee it. And I was like, oh, they're still live on the Facebook, so we're going to chat with them.
Oh, they might have made Kleppy work for it a little bit on Friday and made him good and tired.
Did he work in Hillsborough?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, he flagged the west side. and shout out to the fiance for being Uber Eats for him. She actually did bring him.
Awesome.
She is, and she brought him takeout to trackside. I tried to give her hell for it, but it was during the mod class, and she couldn't hear me.
She is legit. The best thing that ever happened is sorry ass. That's all I'm going to say. So they're going to get married in Vegas, and I'm in the wedding. I decided. Like I'm not.
Are you bringing the Frosted Frog costume? Is that part of the getup?
You think I'm afraid?
I know you're not.
Here's a winter thing that I'm going to pound the drum for because I don't think it has gone live yet, so I want to remind people about it. Performance Racing Industry, PRI, which is the sister organization of SEMA.
Charles, are you going?
PRI?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be there with Hearts. So.
Cool. I will be there because that's also going to be the points banquet for Outlaw Diesel Super Series. I will definitely be in town. This year,
you MC the thing, aren't they?
So
yeah,
get the remedy in there, but there's this
so
guy.
See you in a tux?
I don't know about that, but I'll do it. Maybe you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what Lonis and Freiberger and KJ Jones have been doing with the old, yellow CBS Sports sport coat. Maybe I'll do that.
Oh, that'd be legit.
Yeah.
KJ would approve of that.
Yeah, he did it for Hoopty World Challenge.
I know.
No, Works are taking, so they have a big booth, but I tried to get the remedy in there, but they said they don't have room. I'm still going to try to sneak it in there. But I
don't think you can sneak a 9,500-pound 4-1 Limited Pro anywhere.
I think that tractor's beautiful. It needs to be in there. So
I mean, I would agree. And, you just drive it in through the barn door at Lucas Oil, and the next thing you know, you go through the tunnel and up the ramp and through the hallway, and oh crap, I'm in the expo center. How'd that happen?
Just park it. They're gonna have they had a car a couple weeks ago that won one of the street prep races. It's a blue Thunderbird out of St. Louis. Or no, it's a Firebird or Camaro. Shoot. But they had a hard stuff on it. Kansas City, maybe? Kansas City?
I don't know. There's lots of fast cars out of St. Louis and Kansas City.
I don't know, but one of their no prep cars that has all the hard stuff on it won, and that's going to be on display. But I said, listen, guys, tractor will make. I'm talking to Dustin still. We're still negotiating. We're still negotiating. So.
My point about PRI, though, it hasn't gone live yet, though, is that in the past you had to be media, you had to be a shop owner, a manufacturer, a buyer for somebody. You had to be an insider to be a member of PRI. For 2021, that is no longer the case. You can be an individual member of the performance racing industry. And why it's important is for the RPM Act.
Yeah.
I know we don't do politics on the show, and I don't want to do that, but this is one that really does. Being a member of PRI and having those funds go towards lobbying for getting the RPM Act passed and signing that on your own and letting your Congress members know about it. I may be a little bit biased being here in the Motor City where so much of everyone's paycheck in this town is not only drawn from first level auto industry knowledge or tier one supplier, but there's tremendous amount of aftermarket here too. And it affects all of us. I mean, this town is driven off of the auto industry, whether it's stock or modified. And I don't want to see friends and neighbors lose their livelihood.
I agree. 100%. What does shore fighting mean? Holy moly, yellow sports coat. What's that mean?
Oh, that's the Ken Squire yellow CBS sports coat. I'm gonna have to go shopping now. I'm gonna have to find one.
Nice.
I know Living a Dream was there. And then Eating Dollars. Live and Dream was in the Apex booth, right?
Yep, I think so.
And then Eating Dollars would have been Sawblade?
Yes. Yes, it was.
What do you have to do to become a personal or a singular member of PRI?
Did you guys see the Remedy magazine last month? The PRI magazine? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I think you showed.
The Remedy made it, and then
and there was a this month of PRI's magazine. There was also an interview with Greg Randall from NTPA. There will be a landing page that goes live on PRI's website. Last I checked a couple weeks ago,
it
was not.
What is it?
Yeah, it's November.
The show? No, it's in December, first week of December.
Did they move it? I thought it was before Thanksgiving.
No, it's after.
All right, I was wrong.
Well, I have no point.
November is always SEMA in Las Vegas.
Say again?
November is always SEMA in Las Vegas, which is the other side of PRI. It's the other. It's the sister organization.
Oh, here Brent's all over it. There you go, Charles.
Yeah.
New show on ABC. Rob Riggle and Joe Tessitore are commentators. That's awesome.
Spanning the globe to bring you the finest in sports, the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory.
That's why we love Charles.
Doesn't he sound like ABC sports material?
And Charles is like pretty.
I mean,
I couldn't. That was,
you can go
those
ahead
words were all.
Jim McKay.
Those words were Jim McKay. That's not me.
No, you could do better.
Oh, the mini golf show. That's what show Freddy's talking about. Okay, gotcha.
You're gonna die, clown.
Spot on. Here, yeah. You got a compliment from Shore Fighty. Dang it.
Hey, Post, what's the most fun show you've ever announced? Like the most legit, just bat crap insane, crowd engagement, just a rip roaring good time where you didn't really feel like you were working at all and you still got paid for it.
That's a good question. It's probably a tie, and they're both, grassroots level events. Thumb Tractor Pulling Association at Port Hope, Michigan on 4th of July weekend every year is probably one. Mm-hmm. And the other is Newaygo County Fair at Fremont. Those two. Those are the two
that was not staged, by the way.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. That's an honest answer. Those two are so damn fun to do.
Let's be real here.
If anybody thinks that we plan any of this show, you're very wrong. This was the most prep I've ever done. I logged on at 7:30. We started. Usually, I'm literally running the house. My wife has a salad.
Hold on, time out. When we have an interview, we prep.
Who's we?
I prepped for Colin's interview. I sent him a Word document of the questions that I was asking, and I sent them to you too.
You're better than me. I skipped that email.
If you guys could have seen behind the scenes of the friggin' chats that would go on for Sidetrack podcasts.
I'll bet they're great.
Drew's prep was to crack a couple of Budweisers, and mine was an entire full-length page of notes of what we were going to talk about.
And Drew wrote his on a bar napkin with a crayon.
But that's what made those two great.
I know.
Too much credit, man. He didn't write it down. It was just me teeing up one softball after another for him to launch into the cheap seats.
Very true. Very true.
I suppose every announcing duo has it.
Charles,
we did.
Jason Latch said you did a nice job at Rockwell. So
thank you.
One of these days, Jason Latch is actually going to come up and introduce himself to me.
Yeah.
Hint, next time.
What do you think he looks like?
I have no friggin' idea. I think he looks like the truck in his profile picture. He's got a lot of lights going up the side of his head.
Smiley chicken lights for a grill.
Right, lots of chicken lights.
So
Latch,
semis.
come say hello, please.
He loves semis.
I got to see Peter Norton's semi up close and personal this weekend.
That's badass. So my lights are not on my rig yet, and I'm not happy. So I'm gonna try to have them on my original, but it's still not gonna look as cool as his. I can't.
No, it won't. And
I don't have Peter Norton money,
and it's not gonna. And with all due respect to
the Peter
Johnson Hill Customs,
yep.
I think that you might get outclassed at the large car show in Rantoul.
I'm not afraid.
I know you're not.
No.
I know you're not. But I-75.
Yep.
We'll go down.
We're going, and we're taking the Remedy. We're going to roll the Remedy out back. We're going to promote pulling. So I'm not going to have the coolest truck there, but I'm going to have a cool truck there.
And we're going to have a great value UTV.
Yeah. You haven't heard the stereo. You have not heard the stereo in the W9 yet. She bumps.
I have not. I kind of wanted to this weekend.
So Charles, I put a 15-inch sub in there and 6 speakers, so it does bump. I'm not.
That's good, but what do you got under the hood of that thing?
It's a Cat 3406E.
So if you have the right turbocharger on that thing, you don't need a stereo.
Right. But you do park it sometime.
I don't have the right turbocharger on there yet, Charles. That's happening this winter. So
I was going to say, I think between all of us sitting here, we know a guy.
Yeah, no, I know.
We probably know multiple guys.
It's gonna be okay. There's it's been talked about. So it's only money, guys.
Is that Is that an electronic motor? Or is that still?
Pretty long,
Is that
pretty long.
No, not like E-log, but is that like? Do you plug that into a computer, or do you get out to 10 millimeter?
I have no idea. Charles.
You don't.
Shit.
No, that's if you can, you go to Lowe's and buy a 10 millimeter just so you can lose it.
That
while you're
truck's
trying
been
to work.
running good.
I know
That's all
it.
I'm saying.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't believe that the E is actually a common rail. I don't think so.
Latch would know. Latch. It's a 99.
400 truck drivers just shit their pants at me, but
Well, I don't know.
Well, they
I don't
never had
either.
any faith in me to begin with, so
what I've been surprised. So with
lift
the
up to
semi-
expectation.
with my car, I drive 9 over. With the semi, I drive 4 over. I cannot believe the amount of people I pass in a semi truck with a
I
trailer
noticed
at 4 mile an hour.
I noticed that when we were driving
people
down.
like fucking really. Whoa! People really drive the speed limit.
road rage.
People really drive like the speed limit.
Not a word out of you.
Cody, just going to Springfield the other night from Tony's. That's like 90 miles. I passed like 20 cars. I'm like, what?
51?
Yes. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, no, that's not a
It's like I was standing still on Sunday morning.
Well, that's because you drove.
that's not a phenomenon just where you're at. Between Grand Rapids and
83.
Portland on I-96 in Michigan, oh my God, get the hell out of the way. Jeez.
Michigan
When-
specials.
Dear MDOT, can we get a third lane on 96 from Portland to Grand Rapids so I can pass these people? Jesus.
So the fastest I've ever drove in my life is from Chicago to Indy. What is that? Is that 65?
Yes.
That's a different level of stupid. Like stupid. Like 90,
No.
95, crazy.
No, you got to come to Detroit and drive down 696.
I was going to say
I'll show you some
696.
Adam says it's a electric, I think.
You haven't lived until you're surrounded by 164,000 pound, no permit required gravel trains at 1,000 horsepower, all doing 85 miles an hour.
That's what a Michigan special is.
So the first time Phil did my first motor in the 4.1.
Yep.
And it got dynoed at Salamine.
Yep.
So I went to Salamines to pick it up. I had never seen these like 13 million wheels on the road before.
Yeah.
They look like trains.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what the
They're
hell
road
is
trains.
Michigan? Kara, are you a Michiganer too? You from here?
She was, well, she wasn't born and raised, but she was.
Charles Roos's new place. It's pretty pimp, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm kind of digging it. You know, it's good.
It's kind of nice.
I like the can lights. Everything's like nice wall to wall, finished drywall, and like this place where it's plaster and everything's handmade and it's 150 years old.
Is that Matt Schaefer, Banana Max?
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
They were in Springville.
He has a pretty semi.
Is he?
Yeah. He's got a day cab.
Nice.
It's yeller.
It's what matches the truck.
And it goes.
And it goes.
And that Banana Max
The
is
last time I passed it, he was having a conversation with a state police officer.
Oh, good.
that Banana Max is sweet. It just sucked it didn't run right at Rockwell.
Yeah.
Well, it's 10:30.
It is.
I'm happy.
I am.
Is it 10:30?
Yeah.
11:30 at your house, Charles.
Charles doesn't sleep though.
Do you guys? I mean, I'm okay starting at 8 though, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
Charles, I mean, I know it's 9 o'clock your time.
No, it's good. It's hitting the heart of our viewership to be 9 Central or 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I'm fine with it.
So I am taking the truck and tractor to the Big Iron Classic
In
on Friday
Castle.
night in Castle.
What?
Oh yeah, Jason, home run with that one.
Yes.
I love that prime mover.
Whose is that? Is that Cornelius?
Yeah, I think so. He brings a super semi on the back of it. Oh,
Cornelius
that thing
has
is
two super
amazing.
semis. He's pulled with NTPA when I announced up in Hutchinson.
Right.
Charles, which by the way, I'm going to get you into Hutch next year. So just keep that one open. So look that date up now.
Okay.
That's going to be a 2-day drive.
Well, I've been working on them to put the 4.1s in, but I don't know how to even. You can't cut anything out of their shell.
Right.
I've been going back and forth with them on that.
Right.
So, Charles, I'm willing to announce.
So are
that
we,
my tractor
Bryce.
will be
So
there.
are we.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, let's figure it out, man. I'm in.
We'll figure it out. You're my guy, so don't worry about it. So it's all good in the hood.
What weekend is Casson?
September 10th. So I'm going to take the truck and tractor to Casson September 10th.
Can't go.
And 11th, I'm going to go to Marshfield, but I'm missing Buckner in the summer.
Right, and I'm at Warrensburg.
People.
Right, I'm at Warrensburg and Buckner.
But the Marshfield thing it's work related, and I'm not going to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all good in the hood.
Sorry, Doug. I would be there if I could. I would love to go.
No, it's all good.
No, I really want to go because I've told multiple people now, and I mean it, and I'm serious about it. I want to start shooting some trucks, some haulers,
so like
show trucks and stuff like
when
that.
I look at the most popular things we post on our page, it's trucks and farm stuff.
Yep.
It's crazy. And you see that with Tractor Zoom.
Yep,
so
I do.
It's all good in the hood. So
I do.
But I'm going to be in Casson Friday night, and I'm hooking a Remedy. We're going to make an exhibition pass.
Nice.
So
nice.
I hope it's running. It will be because Brent's going to send me sleeves overnight. I'm going to try to get to Wisner this weekend still. I think I'm asking for a lot, but I'm going to try. Yeah.
I think you should make the trip to Wisner, even if it's just in your car.
Okay, well, let's just talk about that after with the show.
We will.
So.
We will.
Well, Charles, I'm gonna keep drinking, but I'm gonna turn the computer off. So, Kara, Kara, please.
Yeah, I'm ready for a
Kara,
refill.
Charles, I love having you on our show. You bring what we need. So thank you. Because Ryan's just a loudmouth. Cody's good at tech, and well, I'm pretty. That's all I got. So.
Questionable.
Look at Bruce.
And with that, we're gonna call it.
Charles,
always remember to keep your visor down, folks.
Oh,
Bart Telt's still up.
Oh
Some
my!
blacktop pulling that.
Yeah.
I need to do some video at one of those. We really do.
Yes.
That shit is
Colton
wild.
loves doing that too.
There's a healthy contingent here in Central Michigan that does cement deadweight pulling too. Then the Buck and Bronco.
Yep.
The whole thing. You've seen the video. Yeah.
Somebody went live on TikTok for that not too long ago on a weekend.
Yes, probably one of the Speed Boys, if I had to guess.
They had hundreds of viewers.
It's a thing, and I have never been able to get over to Shepherd or wherever. There's a couple other places they do it. My dance card's full. I guess if you want to get on my dance card, you ever flash better cash or be better looking. That's the trick. That's the trick now.
Ithaca, that's where he was because it was where I did my student teaching. It was like 40 minutes or half an hour away.
Yes, that Ithaca.
How well do you know me?
I don't know you well enough.
Clearly.
You're a teacher?
I was a math and history teacher.
You'd be awesome.
Middle school. Math and history.
I don't know this about you. Seriously, I didn't know this about you.
Legit.
Yeah,
and I've never had my own classroom. She was going to be an elementary school
I'm an
teacher.
elementary special ed major.
Now she works at John Deere. She's a CFO.
Yeah,
that's right.
Pretty much.
But you guys missed something. He said Ithaca. Do you know what Ithaca is?
I know what Ithaca is. I'll let these guys come in.
It's like a Greek god.
No.
There's a tie-in.
Why is Ithaca significant to pulling? Andy Gerbaugh, please, for the love of God, tell me you're on.
No, he works in the summer.
No, he's on here and he corrects us.
I haven't seen Andy on all night.
Here's the thing, though. Something happened Saturday night that ties to Ithaca and the man in question.
Wait, I don't know what that is.
It's Shiawassee, the Shiawassee County Fair, TTPA pull, light limited super stock, the Rydall family, 2 cockshut alcohol light limited supers.
Yep.
EJ Potter's son drove the 570 Saturday night.
Oh my Lord, are you for real?
That's cool.
100%.
No kidding.
Yes. I wasn't there, so I don't have the whole story, but I was told by
amazing.
Yeah, the Rydell bunch told me Friday night at Fremont that was the plan for him to drive that Saturday.
That's awesome.
Beyond awesome.
Yeah.
Charles, when you have an open weekend, let me know. If you do, I'm flying you to Wisconsin. So I'll pick you up at the airport. You're going to hang out with me for a weekend.
Sounds good, man. It'll be sometime in October.
That actually would work because
in all seriousness, guys, I did not get my tractor out till August, and Tony's going to get it fixed. I'm going to pull as deep into the season as I can because I want to pull. So if there's pulls in October, anybody's watching in the South, like Mid-South or anything like that, or where I need to be with that 4-1, let me know, because the old W9's heading south, because I'm going pulling. I don't care.
Diesels and dark corners, we're looking at you.
Well, I got to get
We got a dance card.
I got to get a hold of Bob, see if he'll sponsor the Mach 1 side development, because he said he would.
The 4-1s?
Yeah. If he'll put 4-1s in,
Let's make it happen. We had fun down there last year. That was a great
I'm not
time.
going to drink that much the first night.
No.
Charles?
No.
So I got
Jason
down
will have
there.
more control, I promise.
Charles, I got down there, and everybody's like, oh, the beer money pulling team. Shots. And then it was like moonshine and wine and a big mixture. And Ryan drank some, but he behaved. I did Charles, all of it, and I puked until noon the next day. Like, I got up at 7 after listening to Rusink's ass snore all night long in that little trailer, which you did.
I know. I never denied it.
And then I puked until noon. So that's all I'm going to say. I did the old Ralph.
Here's the worst part of it, or the most ironic part of it. The worst offenders with people who are feeding him booze and getting him to drink, people he pulls with all frickin' summer from Wisconsin.
Well, all the 2
Shout out to the Bunkelman crew.
Wow,
Saw you coming.
Danielle and her bucket of fireball bad decisions.
Seriously, though, you guys, so Schaefer just commented on here. You guys, Diesels in Dark Corner is legit. Like
Schaefer, call me.
You guys,
it is
those people-
absolutely legit.
Like, it is so cool. Like, you literally go down the road where the bandos are ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
You're wandering a little bit, and you pull in, and it's so cool. But the crowd that comes out for that thing is dumb. It is dumb.
And they have a truck show.
Picking up trucks.
No, not the pick 'em up trucks. I'm talking about the large cars.
Yeah, I know, dude. So there's going to be a W9 down there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be hater made, but I'm trying to have a cool truck. That's what my Kenworth is. I'm trying to be.
It is.
I want to be cool, but it's not. I'd rather put my money into my tractor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to throw it into my Kenworth, but my Kenworth's going to be cool looking. That's all I'm saying.
Shout out to Joe with that guy that we met down there. I shot his truck. I can't remember.
I
his
hit
last
so
name.
many red dirt roads to get there from my hotel. No, it's true.
Oh my goodness! How long did it take you to wash your truck and actually get it clean?
But it's
It had to be
legit.
weeks.
We're going to get Charles down there.
You'll love it,
I'll get
dude.
his
You
butt.
will legit love it.
I wish I could. That it's not in the cards for this year, but we'll see.
Where are you going to be?
Sex change.
I'm gonna be limited out on vacation days. Is where I'm gonna be.
That's why they make
Charles,
airplanes.
Just listen.
Airplanes.
Charles, I'll pay you for those days, and you just say you have the diarrhea. Nobody questions you when you say you have diarrhea. No, seriously.
No, explosive diarrhea.
Explosive diarrhea.
Explosive.
No,
And
Charles.
you had to add the adjective.
Charles,
Now
you've
we've
never
lost
met-
40 viewers.
So my best friend in the whole world is Brian Myers. He's a doctor, like a legit doctor, like went to school and everything, not like pretend. And he always says, Schultz, you just say you got the diarrhea. Nobody ever questions the diarrhea.
It folded me over so hard, I collapsed like a cheap Samsonite. Landed in Georgia. What do you think?
No, I flew Bruce and Doug down there last year. We had a good time.
We absolutely
But we're taking
had
the
a good time.
W9 this year.
Heck, all you'd have to do would be to like.
I'll fly Charles from Detroit to Atlanta. It's fine.
Yeah, but half of the fun is getting there.
We flew, dude.
But now we have a truck.
Yeah, well, you're still going to fly. Because how are you going to meet with me? Let's be honest.
I can drive.
No. Okay, that'd be fun.
I'll drive and I'll meet you in like Milledgeville or something.
So yeah, somewhere on 80 south.
I'll go park my car at Stearns.
Done.
There you go.
Done.
Amanda, can I borrow a parking spot in your yard?
Good stuff.
I bet she says yes, baby.
Charles.
We'll stay in touch. We'll figure that out.
No, we're gonna make it happen. But I'm gonna get the
I caught
4-1s
that.
in. No, because honestly, Charles, the Mid South has some 4-1s, and I know I can get some other guys to come down after harvest. So
Cool.
all good. Charles, it's so great to have you on the show. A good show tonight. You know, Fairgrounds, horsepower and horse country. We kicked around the idea of the Pullers Championship. Keep that in your noggin. We're us three knuckleheads on the couch. You're going to be at the Iowa State Fair next 2 days. And honestly, Charles, I don't announce that much anymore, but when I got asked to announce the Iowa State Fair, that's a bucket list. As a kid, Charles, that was like the one thing like we did in August. Like we went to the fair. I swear, like the next day I went back to school. So, you know, I'm going to call George Hendrickson tomorrow. It's I don't get emotional much, but it's going to be pretty neat. Not going to lie.
Do it, man. That's how I'm going to be this weekend too with my hometown fair, and it's where it all starts for you, and you dream about it. So that's awesome. I'm glad you got that experience.
I wonder who's going to be the first tractor down the track. I wanted to ask Dave, but
we go to the Outlaw app. We can see what the pulling order is.
it's true.
It's still gonna be cool.
Yeah.
In Iowa, Charles. I mean, we love Iowa, and it's nothing fancy, but man, the regulations. Sorry, Kara. What?
Hey,
I was
we fancy like Applebee's up in here.
Fancy like Applebee's on a date night. So
You know what? I've been out there twice now for Rockwell, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell in love with the place.
I love me some Iowa. I'm trying to move my wife back to
We have fun. We have fun out here, don't we?
Yeah, you do. There's 3 places besides home that I really enjoy going to, and one is Central Kentucky. You know, down in Shelbyville, where Ference and Nate are. I love it down there. I love the Indianapolis area, and I really have taken a shine to the north central part of Iowa. I really like it out there, so it's good.
Yeah,
it's tough. Charles, love you, buddy.
Love you guys too, man. See you soon.
Good night, buddy.
See you, buddy.